And we are live, everybody. Welcome to Wrestle Purist Face Off Episode 1, the follow up to the very, very successful pilot episode from last week. I'm your host, Backup Hangman, here, and I'm joined by my beloved colleagues, Isra of Wrestle Purist, who is unfortunately not on X at the moment, and King AO of Wrestle Purist, the EVP of
Nigga,
Wrestle
did you
Purist.
just call it? Did you just call it X?
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're compromised, bro.
I'm not
You're fucking compromised.
I'm trying not to. Yo,
This
I
nigga
forgot.
shilling for Elon Bucks.
Hey, listen, if that first check coming in is looking right,
Bro, where's my check?
yo, where's my Elon? Where's my fucking money, nigga? I didn't do these engagement tweets for free. Like,
Oh, fucking weird.
I will stop asking niggas what they think about insert title reign here if I don't get my money in a week.
Yo,
I don't care about these topics.
Twitter been saying my money's on the way now, like for a minute now. Where's my money?
I haven't even gotten that. They just said you're on track for some payouts. I'm like, all right, so let's get these payouts. But yeah, man, we're fucking live, man. Episode 1 of Wrestle Purist Face Off. Last week was the pilot. It was super duper successful. You guys really seem to enjoy seeing myself, AO, and Isra go back and forth and debate all that shit. And so we're gonna bring it back to you guys this week, and I hope you guys love it even more. Again, make sure to like the video, comment, send super chats, even send 50 bombs, because any $50 super chat, and we will sing whatever song you'd like us to sing. And judging off last week, I think it's gonna be beautiful hearing all of our harmonious voices going in unison. But thank you for tuning in. It's going to be a fun night. We're going to debate a bunch of stuff. Me and Isra are going to go back and forth about the Bloodline thing. AO and Isra are going to go back and forth about the Performance Center. And I'm going to beat AO and school him in a debate about the Young Bucks and FTR.
Absolutely not.
So again, guys, like the video, comment on the video, send super chats, subscribe, all that stuff. We appreciate all that engagement. And I'm going to go right to you, Isra. Pink mic in hand, white t-shirt. What's going on with you? How you doing today?
Isra, you are muted, Queen.
You are muted, yes.
My bad. Yes. I'm sorry. Hey, how are you guys doing?
We're good. We're good. How are you?
Great.
I'm just chilling like usual. Yeah, I'm excited to get into it with you. Cause like, I don't know. We're just gonna see.
We will. I was making up this deep ass explanation.
Thanks.
Nah.
No, this shit is freezing on me. I'm like multitasking.
Right. Oh shit. Hopefully that calms down. Everybody pray for Isra's Wi-Fi and
pray for Isra's
connections. We don't want a second Chris situation here.
Bro, my nigga Chris has updated his Wi-Fi. He's got a wired internet. He bought an Ethernet cable.
Wow.
Bro, he's doing big things over there, man. He's doing big things. I had to force him to do all of this, but you know.
I was gonna say, let's be transparent with our viewers here. Chris did not take it upon himself to make these developments and changes
Absolutely
his life.
Not.
He was severely whipped into shape by AO, the leader of Unpurist, to do these things. But yeah, man, we're here. We're fucking here. Last night was our Twitch stream, which was very successful, and it was also very long. We went 9 hours straight, covering Collision, live reacting to AEW Collision. They did some Triple Mania in Mexico, and then they went straight into the G1. It was the final night of G1, where these guys got to watch Tetsuya Naito beat Kazuchika Okada in the final. And I was there for periods of this, and I apologize for my sleeping on air. I did sleep on air a little bit. Not my proudest moment. I was a little bit delirious. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what I was saying. But I thank you guys for supporting the Twitch stream. That's been highly successful so far. So you guys are great for that, and I do appreciate that. AO, how are you feeling about Mr. Naito winning the G1?
Okay, so I love Naito. I'm an LIJ stan. Naito, Hiromu, and Shingo, and now Tsuji, 4 of my favorite wrestlers going right now. I didn't want him to win the G1 going into it. I thought it was Billy Goat's year. I thought what he's been doing for New Japan needs to be rewarded. I thought that he is the best professional wrestler alive, if not number 2, right under Kenny Omega. But the connection Naito has with the fans, bro, the sauce that he has, the aura that he has, the himothiness
that he possesses.
He has with the fans. It's just like you can't, bro. Like he deserved it, bro. He deserved that shit last night. I don't know. When was the last time you've heard a crowd that electric, Ibu? Like what?
It's crazy because I get people that go like pushing Naito and Okada at the top is repetitive, but the fact remains that right now is currently constituted. They're still New Japan's biggest drawing superstars, Naito and Okada. In fact, I don't know if you even knew this. The most attended Tokyo Dome show from New Japan since the 90s was Wrestle Kingdom 14, which was headlined by Okada and Naito in 2020. So niggas love Naito. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line. Niggas love Tetsuya Naito.
And didn't Naito versus Muta outdraw Wrestle Kingdom this year?
It did outdraw Wrestle Kingdom, and that's bro.
Hey, bro. That's not all on Muta. It's not.
No,
bro.
It's not.
Because he had like 5 go away shows. He had like 5 final bye-bye shows. So it's not all on Muta, bro.
That didn't draw like that. And the thing about it also is, bro, he chose Naito. Why do you think he chose Naito? Well, that nigga said, ain't no personal connection. That nigga said, all right, who could I draw with that people give a fuck with? All right, let me fight Naito. Like, big payday, big house. You know what I mean? Draw that money, brother. This was currently trying to figure out her Wi-Fi situation, guys, so bear with her. But yeah, man, last night's G1, I thought the main event was really good. Was not as good as the Ospreay match, I will say.
That's a match of the year contender, though, bro. That's right up there with.
Yes, I agree. I think that's one of the best matches of the year, straight up. While this main event was just very, very, very good, and super duper heated. But yeah, man. There were some other angles they shot to set up to the Destruction show, AO. And what I'll say is, our very own dumb guy P, Parker, he tweeted. Yeah, he broke down what the matches that are set up are, and I will say there's one that's super duper exciting, and you know which one I'm talking about. And then
Ospreay.
And then the others are a little,
But all I'm gonna say is if they put those Nazi SS bolts back on that Destruction poster. It's fitting. It's fitting for Sonata versus Evil, bro. It's very fitting.
So Oleg Boltin, who's a young lion, nigga look like Russian O2 Brock. He's been doing his thing as a young lion. He won this kind of mini tournament thing before the show went on the air yesterday. And he's getting a shot at Zack Sabre Jr.'s television championship. Boltin is not going to win this match. But it's interesting that they're already giving him this big position. I hope that he gets going soon because, as Chris said on Imperious, man, we need some horses in Japan. You know what I mean? In New Japan Pro Wrestling. So we'll see with that one. Bullet Club War Dogs look like they're going to fight Hikuleo and El Fantasmo. I think El Fantasmo is mid, and I think Hikuleo is really bad. So I don't care that much about this, even though shout out to the War Dogs, and I think Gabe Kidd is he was great in the G1 in my opinion. So
ELP good actually. The War Dogs have been fantastic. Alex Coughlin, I think he could have had a better showing. Gabe Kidd had like damn near a star breakout performance in the G1. Like that went almost as good as you could hope for match quality wise. I think he's future top gaijin of New Japan as long like if he wants to be like if he wants to stick around, he's a future top gaijin, right? Because he's like what 25, Ospreay's 30, so it's not that much of a difference. But they're gonna be neck. I think they have the ability to be neck and neck in the future. You feel me? Hikuleo fucking sucks, bro. I'm not trying to see him wrestle. Never trying to see him wrestle. Rather see Jado wrestle from God.
I'm crying.
But yeah, it is what it is. It is
for sure. And the next big ones, Eddie Kingston and Hanare brawled during the big tag match with LIJ, I believe it was. And that looks to be a match. That's going to be fun. Naito Cobb for the G1 Climax contract. Naito's going to beat Jeff Cobb there. That'll be fine. That'll be pretty good. Finley Tomatonga, never open weight belt. They have that belt fucking in a stranglehold. It's just hard to be super interested in that. Suji and Ospreay, that's very exciting. That's going to be fucking amazing, I think.
Right.
If their exchanges are anything to go by. And then Evil, who beat Sonata in the G1, is going to get a title shot. And I'm not into it, but that's the story they're telling with this LIJ lore. And so it kind of just is what it is. It just kind of is what it is. But that was G1 yesterday. That's the upcoming Destruction and I believe Kobe show. Fun stream last night. And again, guys, thank you so much for supporting the Twitch stream. Again, if you're just tuning in live, guys, please make sure to like the video, send super chats, subscribe if you haven't, and we're gonna get right into our first debate, which is gonna be me and Isra.
Well, we have to remind the people.
Right.
Hangman forced me to allow us to steal the Unpurist gimmick. $50 super chat, and we will sing for y'all any song that y'all want. You know, we had some. We had a good one last week. We had a bad one. When Evil had to sing, it was kind of shambolic, but. Big A.O. is always going to give you your money's worth. You feel me?
I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right
This is the
way.
current standings for the WrestlePurist face-off. You know, just your boy Big A.O. 2 wins, 0 losses, just undefeated out
this nigga made a chart.
Just the greatest debater of all time. You know, Evil was sitting at 50%. Just a failure that he is. Isra, there's gonna be better weeks. You feel me?
Bro, this chart is stressing me out because now I'm gonna have to like actually prepare for these fucking debates and shit now because I can't look crazy on these charts.
Imagine. The thing is, I'm not preparing shit. Like y'all are getting like my raw thoughts.
You could just get good, bro. You could just get good.
It's going to just throw up a gang sign 0-7 or some shit like I ain't fucking out, okay?
I don't know. It's the fact that I'm surrounded by two misogynists. And if we want to do a poll, let's do a poll. How many people that's watching this are women, or anyone that supports women? We're gonna get like the real truth.
I see Kimberly in the chat. This Tiana in the chat. You feel me? Leaders in the chat. You feel me? There's women out here.
If you were a woman watching this show right now, thank you very much. Show some love in the chat. Let us know you're here. You know what I mean?
There's women out here. They in the chat.
If I fail that anything is not getting enough women to wrestle Pierce, I gotta start a whole campaign.
Look,
that's gotta be my next project.
All I'm saying is we've recruited more women to wrestle Pierce than you have. There's rumors swirling.
Wait, what?
There's rumors swirling that you actually are not a girl's girl and you hate women and you don't want any on the brand and you just want all the spotlight to yourself. I don't know if it's true. I told him not to talk about my sister like that, but it's just what the people are saying, Israel.
That is crazy. You know what, Israel? You do need to bring in a clan of Israelites to the brand.
What are you talking about? I hosted a show with 3 other women that featured a handful of other women outside of the WrestlePurist brand. I was bringing women to the WrestlePurist brand. You're not going to smear my image and shit on my work. Ayo, how many women did you bring? How many women have been on Unpurist? Let's talk about how many women have been on
Unpurist. Women have been invited to Unpurist. They just
no, first of all, it ain't no proof of that. You gotta show proof.
I have proof.
Because if women are invited, why aren't women showing up? Ayo, why aren't women showing up to Unpurist?
It's not an easy time slot to make, you feel me? It's just not an easy time slot to make. But for those that do,
I was never invited to Unpurist, by the way. I can only speak for myself.
You know, there's just a little, you know, melanin issue on that front.
Oh, yo, honestly though, bro, black women that like wrestling, yo, like holla at us, yo, for real. Like
Winter was supposed to be on like 3 different Unpurist episodes. Something came up at the last second. You know, it is what it is. Life happens. Jade was supposed to be on the episode. Something came up. It is what it is.
Shout out to Winter. We miss you very, very, very much. All right, Ayo, what do I got to beat Isra on tonight?
We are going to get into the first topic. The first topic is Roman thanks Jimmy for helping him at SummerSlam, offers him whatever material things he wants, offers him the right hand spot. Jimmy makes it clear that he's not on Roman's side and he didn't do it for him. He did it because he didn't want his twin brother, the person he came into this world with, the day one ish man himself, Jey Uso, to be corrupted in such a horrific fashion like Roman was. Jimmy offered to let Jey hit him. Jey initially declined. Jimmy leaves the ring. Roman blames the situation on Jey for being a hoe ass nigga. Before Roman eats a super kick. And then Jey super kicks Solo, gives Reigns another super kick, calls Jimmy back over. They're like running. And then you know that little commercial was like that little white kid, the little black kid, they toddlers like running towards each other and they hugging and shit. It looked like that. And then Jimmy's fat ass eats another super kick. Just ate a super kick, bro. And then Jay looks at the camera, said he's leaving the Bloodline, says he's leaving SmackDown, says he's leaving WWE. Israel, Ibu, my question to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I know the angle at SummerSlam was not well received.
Right.
Was the WWE, was Paul Heyman, was Roman Reigns, were they able to save this? Was this a good angle? Does this make sense?
I'll let you have it, Ibu.
Damn, I gotta start this shit.
Well, since when you don't like talking?
Yeah, for real. Since when you don't like talking.
All right, so I'm not gonna say this was a terrible angle, but it did feel like. Again, I'm not saying it's terrible because there are worse explanations. Jimmy could have said some straight up bullshit and completely betrayed his character to this point and done some stupid shit with with Jay, right?
Bullshit in what sense, Ibu?
He could have said some shit like, I always resented you and I always hated you. And I would have sat there like, what the fuck is this? Like, it wasn't Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy shit where Matt's just like, I hate you, Jeff. But so it wasn't that shambolic. But at the same time, I'm not going to give this a thumbs up. My reasoning is it was too inconclusive to be satisfying to me as a viewer in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like following the big SummerSlam angle, I'm watching SmackDown to know what the fuck are they gonna do with this thing. Make this okay. And what they did was something that was just kind of still pretty vague, because it feels to me like they were like, we got to keep this shit going as long as possible. We need this shit to go long. It makes money. We're running this shit to Mania. How do we do that? Let's say some vague shit. Let's have some nigga hit some other nigga. And then, like, let's set it up to where we can stretch this out a couple more months. And that's kind of what they did. And again, to me, it seems like they're going to take away a break from this Bloodline thing. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I have opinions on that. But regarding this topic, it's like, before we take a break, I would have liked just a little bit more substance from the segment to make me not feel like a moron or a mark for this fucking main event situation with Jimmy Uso at SummerSlam. That thing was still stupid, and I just felt like their follow-up was kind of like you getting like an empty sandwich afterwards, just so to speak. So did this segment work for me? I'm gonna give a thumb pointed slightly down. That's my initial feeling. What do you think, Isra?
Well, I don't know. Before I make my points, let me respond to you real quick, because you said it was inconclusive. T.I. First of all, nothing with the Bloodline story has ever been about like instant gratification. The fact that it's inconclusive, it's the point. They're gonna want you to want more. You know what I mean? So people are already kind of like picked up that this is gonna keep going until Mania, right? Had they just dragged this out for months and months, the four of them with Paul Heyman together every single week, then you would have been complaining, saying that, oh, this is like it's too much, like they're dragging it out. I think this is a really good way for them to not drag it out and keep the story going and have people looking forward to when someone is going to make a return. They're going to want to know, like, is Jay going to end up showing up somewhere else? Like, I don't know if they're cooking something that's like out of the norm for WWE. What else? Just the fact that, you know, there's going to be a little bit of mystery in the Bloodline story, which is like always some of the most interesting points of the Bloodline storyline.
What's the mystery aspect here?
Like, okay, for me, number one, if you ask me, number one is when Jay is coming back. And number two, what are Jimmy's actual intentions? So last week I said that a good way to justify Jimmy's actions is by him saying, you know, I don't want you to be like the thing that you're fighting. And then he said damn near the same thing in verbatim. He was like, I did it because I love you. I was afraid to lose you. You're going to be an asshole like that guy. But then he leaves the ring and it's just like being drowned out by booze. Like everyone hates Jimmy right now. He's trying to come across like he's benevolent and like he's trying to be a good older twin brother and like he's just trying to protect him. But are those really his intentions? Is another aspect of that, because like now what is Jimmy gonna do every single week, right? Because if Jay's not there, it's gonna kind of be like, well, you know, it shows how much Jimmy needs Jay, basically. What is he going to do without him? What are his intentions? Like, it's gonna have to kind of move over to Jimmy a little bit more, which I'm excited to see, because let me tell you, that promo that Jimmy did with Jay, I don't give a damn about, you know, the story, the SummerSlam ending right now, because that was some of the best acting that we've got for Jimmy. Like, number one, he's not giggling and laughing for no goddamn reason. Number two, like the way that he was like verbalizing himself to Jay and like dropping the mic like in the middle of saying a word, and then like the sound drops, like it just seemed very raw and like very passionate. I'm like, I know Jimmy had that in him, to be honest. So that was fun to see. And so I think we're gonna see maybe like a main event Jimmy sort of start to blossom and have his own identity, because Jay kind of got his solo shine. It could just be that Jimmy also wants his own solo shine. So I think in the next few months, however long it's going to be till Jay comes back, I think we're going to see Jimmy unraveling, whether that be him, you know, going back to his roots with Jay, or if he just wants to just straight up say, fuck Jay, like it was all out of jealousy this whole time. Like, and with the bloodline shit, I promise you, Roman was never the main character. Jay was always the main character from the beginning. He's like a cautionary tale of sort of like a victim of like, well, let me choose my words correctly.
Okay.
I want to say like domestic abuse, mental
gaslight. There's a lot of gaslighting going on, a lot of manipulation.
He's being yeah. So it's like the same shit that Roman had going with him when they started feuding. How like, you know, I love you, like I just want to like, you know, put you under my wing and like I want to protect you from this and that. That's literally what Jimmy is doing right now. So it's always been about Jay. It was about Jay in the beginning with Roman. It was about Jay when Sammy came along, and now it's about Jay. What was I saying, Jimmy?
I lost track. I can't. You're saying Jay was the central character of this.
Yeah, you said Jay was the central character. And
yeah. So Jay was basically the main character this whole time. So I think,
and the main character is departed here.
Yeah. So that's going to be what's interesting. It's kind of like when you're watching like an anime and you kind of see like the episodes with like the side characters, if you know what I mean. So we're going to see Jimmy become what he becomes. And then honestly, like, what's the next pay-per-view?
Payback.
Payback, is it?
They're not going to work this shit out on Payback. Bloodline shit, it's they don't fight for free. They don't fight in a B-level pay-per-view. Like, it got to be A-list shit. Hey, money got to be real tall for them to show up.
Hey, yo, them niggas looked at the pay-per-view schedule and they're like, any international shows? No. Any fucking stadium shows? No. Yo,
how long until Survivor Series?
3 months.
Damn. All right, so my question is to both of y'all.
Yes.
Okay.
If the blowout match is at WrestleMania, like it's been leaked that the Usos want, but WWE's kind of like cautious on, but that's what they want. And usually the NOIs get what they want. Is that okay with you? Like, is it stretching that out till then? Like, do you think they have the juice in this story? Not the bloodline story, specifically Jay versus Jimmy.
That's dependent on what they do. And again, for this segment, the reason why I say it didn't work for me is just again, I don't even mind getting a break from the bloodline shit personally, because it's not even like my favorite stuff on the product. Like, it's maybe like number 7. But it is the highest drawing thing on the show, right? And so when I say is this gonna work, what does SmackDown do now in their absence, Isra? You know what I mean? Like, what is?
Oh my God, this is the best case scenario at the moment for the rest of the SmackDown roster. Like that, the recent SmackDown, I didn't get to watch it in full, but I did keep up with it today. It seemed like there was like a new breath of life. Like Edge came back, Rey became U.S. champion.
Shout out to Rey Mysterio.
Shout out to Rey Mysterio.
Congratulations to a legend.
Living fucking legend.
Absolutely.
I think having the bloodline kind of have a little bit of time off TV, it helps everyone, because, you know, it's not going to make sense for them to drag out their story and really make it more redundant than it kind of already is. And now, like the mid card on SmackDown, they get to build themselves up. They get to have more time. Like younger guys get to have more time. Make the mid card titles relevant, and just let them do their thing. So I think it does benefit the rest of the cast.
I guess my last defense, from my point, is just okay. Jimmy goes on his little hero's journey. He departs, right? It creates intrigue. I get that, the mystery. Okay, it gives the opportunity for the roster to breathe and kind of get their shine in the meantime. Okay, you spread it out to Mania. All right, fair points. You made some fair points. The Israelites in the chat are gassed. They're hyped. They're excited.
People are putting it in your stomach right now, bro. I can't lie.
Some people talk about Sheamus and LA Knight and EO Open challenges and all this other shit. Okay, all right, Israelites are excited. I'm getting smoked allegedly. I'm getting dragged. I'm gonna just say this. If Jimmy loved Jay and didn't want him to do that match because he loved him, or didn't want him to win because he loved him, why didn't he voice these concerns to Jey Uso in all the time leading up to this?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking the same thing. Why would you cause him?
Why you let this nigga do the match and it's like, all right, so I'm at the
I think objectively there's a lot of like you gotta turn your brain off for a lot of the,
you know what I mean? Like, that's
objectively, whether you think it's cinema or not, like if you're like analyzing this as if like it's a literal movie or TV show, like there's a lot of issues here. But as a wrestling product, right, you have to like the suspension of disbelief in wrestling is a lot higher. Like you have to suspend your disbelief in wrestling higher than you have to do in other forms of media. So I guess that you have to ask the fans if they are okay with that.
This live check, I'll be crying. Niggas are saying he did. I don't remember. When did this happen?
I can't speak on that because I don't watch this shit. I don't know.
No, I watch as much of the Bloodline as I can, but I do miss some stuff here and there. So yeah, I believe he did say something to him. I couldn't tell you what it was exactly, so shame on me. But
all these Bloodline experts in the comments are like, he did. Someone's like, he was in the hospital. He was. They did a hospitalization angle with Jimmy in the build-up. But before that happened, there was a couple like segments with all four of them and shit, and there was some tension and yada yada. Niggas is I'm crying. This shit got me crying. Someone said he was in a hospital fight for his life. Someone said Jimmy.
Yeah, and honestly, like at the end of the day, like I'm not gonna say what I want to say because it's just low hanging fruit at this point with Ebu.
That's crazy.
Do you guys, Ebu, Israel, do you guys have closing arguments?
My closing argument is this segment didn't work for me. If I had to pick a side on that, even though I'm kind of indifferent, it didn't work for me because it didn't. I don't have a big incentive to watch SmackDown next week because of how inconclusive it was, and it didn't satisfy me or justify what happened at SummerSlam.
And mine is this is gonna end up leading to like a crazy main event, and it's all gonna amount to something, and it benefits the rest of the SmackDown roster. You're gonna see more of the women. Hopefully, we're gonna see more of mid card. Hopefully, like I don't see how this is a bad thing.
Or do you think the Twin Civil War is pay-per-view main event worthy, Israel?
Yeah.
Main event.
Oh my God, we're all gonna eat it up. You're gonna be fake. You're gonna eat it up, but you're gonna be fake hating. But yeah,
I don't fake hate on the Usos. Like everything I say about them is true. I don't think they're very good. I like Jay. I think he's a good promo. I think he's a good wrestler. Jimmy, what is he doing?
Oh my God.
However, it is what it is.
I will say that chubby nigga was hustling at Mania. That nigga at Mania, he was.
I didn't see the match.
He was. I couldn't believe. What killed me was he was trying to wear white to slim his figure down a little bit. You know what I mean? And he was jiggling out there, but
white doesn't slim your figure. White expands, black
slims your figure.
Right. I fucked that up. No wonder he was looking like James Harden out there. But
white makes you look
come
crazy
on, that's
if you got a little jiggle on you.
Yeah, good debate. I think I won. All
right, the poll's going out, everybody. The poll's going out. Hold on.
I cleared this or there. Everybody's gonna take my side.
Cleared is crazy. I'm gonna put the poll in the chat, and then we're gonna touch on some super chats.
Yes, sir. Let's do this shit.
Also, I'm sorry. I do not have my glasses, so I can't read anything. Like I broke them. Y'all want to see? Oh my god! I look because I have them on me just in case I get desperate. But look, this is gone.
Oh, that's
I wasn't wearing my glasses, and when you always trying to make shit about yourself, bro. I couldn't see without them, and I didn't know that they were like on my bed, and I sit really aggressively.
I'm crying. How do you sit aggressively? Oh, you mean on the glasses?
Yeah, like on the bed, because the bed has like
I haven't broken my glasses since I was like 13.
This nigga Willie in the chat said Ibu got Kevin Gates. That is crazy.
No.
What is that?
It's for putting in your stomach.
That is crazy.
We're gonna touch on some super chats. Oh, we appreciate the super chats. Keep them coming in, y'all. Thank you. The homie Shot Town Spurs $5 super chat. How long until Punk professes an undying love for Hangman? Ooh. Dude has beachfront property in that man's brain. It's definitely look, man, it's an unhealthy obsession at this point. You could talk about drawing heat, you could talk about this will work, you could talk about this, that, and the third, but there was clearly a lot of resentment and hurt in that promo, regardless. Motherfuckers talking about, oh, he posted the Instagram story afterwards. All right, but I fight with my niggas all the time, and then be like, yo, like, was that shit even necessary, my nigga? Like, you still bitching about this? Like, we cool, I bet. You feel me? Even had words before the podcast type shit. That wasn't about nothing, bro. Like, no. It wasn't about nothing. So it's just like you can't be like, oh my God, Punk posted this on his story. He got him again. If anything, in my opinion, him posting on that story is an admission of guilt. As in, no.
Why don't you let them know what he posted on his story in case they missed it?
He posted on his story a picture of like a man sitting in like a big, like, comfortable seat in like a library or whatever with like a wine in his hand or some shit. Just like got him again was like the song that was playing, or It's Too Easy, something like that.
The song was It's Too Easy by Guns N' Roses. Basically, he said,
no. Basically, he's just like, yo, they're really not happy with what I just did, and I can admit that I was kind of freakish in this situation. So I need the fans to know that this was a work, quote unquote. Am I incorrect in that assessment, Ibu?
I think he took a shot at Hangman off the air, and then he did the wrestler thing, which is I'm working your brother.
but bro, my thing is, do wrestlers ever be like, oh, I'm working here, brother, unless they painted themselves in a corner or painted themselves somewhere they don't want to be in? Like if he got
historically, I'll tell you this historically. I'm working your brother is what niggas say right before they like to avoid it's a last second shield before they're about to get their jaw rocked.
Exactly. So it's just like if Punk got the desired reaction, or if Punk had the perfect promo that he was trying to cut, he would never post that shit to be like, oh, it's a work, because he loves blurring the lines, right? That's his thing. That's pipe bomb. That's what he became world famous for and shit. So if he wasn't like, oh my God, like they're really not fucking with this, like I'm not really fucking with what I did either, he would have never posted that shit, bro. He would have never posted it. He would have just let the reaction rock and let it build and maybe bubble up to a Kenny Omega program in the future. Pray to God it never happens, but you like.
It is what it is. You know?
Yeah.
It is what it is. I think that I think that he posted it because I do think that he wants to work people, but the situation is still so raw and intense for so many people, and some people get really like up in arms about it that like he probably sees that and he's like, I need to do this because some people can't just have fun with it, and so I need to do this so people can just relax a little bit. That's why I think he's basically telling people.
You know what my issue is?
I think honestly, I think both of you like Punk is just being sassy. And that's just the bottom line. Like, he wakes up every day and chooses to be as sassy as possible. Like, there was no reason. Like, he just did that just to do it. He's like, I haven't served the table in a minute. And that's literally all that it is.
He saw the... Did you watch the video, Isra?
No. I see CM Punk and I just keep scrolling personally.
He was... So the show ends. He looks at the sign that says... The sign says North Carolina is Hangman country. There's another sign that says Hangman was right. And there's another sign that says "You're telling lies" because he does the "Tell me when I'm telling lies" thing.
They ate him up. What?
And so he saw that and he was like, he sees that and he's like, "Hangman Country." At my local supermarket, nobody's buying his toys. Is basically what he said, and he was saying that like it's not his country, it should be mine, basically, because I'm the one selling tickets and moving the ratings.
Oh my god!
And then he gives the mic to Dax. So that was what happened there.
It's kind of embarrassing. We're going through his
my thing is though, right?
Life prices.
And obviously, I'm extremely biased here, right? Punk hater, elite stan, whatever. I'm extremely biased. But like, I was a big MJF fan back in the day. Where he lost me was when he kept talking about all this shit that had nothing to do with wrestling, bro. Like, what does t-shirt sales have to do with me wanting you to fight somebody? What does toy sales have to do with that? Like, Evil, you've said over and over and over again, wrestling in America, both major companies have a work shoot problem. It's not good television. And I know this is off TV, right? But Punk's not stupid. There was, 5K people in the arena last night?
Yeah,
obviously, they all had cell phones on them. Like, everybody who's in the internet wrestling community who cares about this whole Elite Punk thing was going to see that promo. And he wanted them to. So it's just like, this sucks, bro. It's not good content. Work shoot shit's terrible. Get that shit out of wrestling, bro. It's bad.
I'll look, I'm not even debating.
Yeah, it's dead, honestly.
It has.
I think we just had like I think they were just pushing it a lot this past year, last year. That it's like at this point it just feels dead. Like,
yeah. Look, I'm not gonna debate this. I'm on the record. I think work shoot stuff is tacky. I wasn't a fan of Becky Lynch going, haha, fuck Triple H on Raw. Like, I just thought that was
lemonade Triple H.
It was cheesy.
It was terrible, bro.
I think it was fair game because he said that shit about her publicly. So she just responded.
I get that she needs to shoot back, but it's just
to get her lick back. Yeah.
Social media. Like, get your lick back, but just do it on social media. Like, I don't want to see that shit on wrestling television.
You don't even watch Raw.
No, I know, but I'm saying if I was a fan, like,
Twitter,
bad. Like, I'm not being biased because WWE bad. I dragged Britt Baker when she did that sandbag shit last year, and I was a Britt Baker fan when that shit happened. I was a fan when that. I'm not really a fan so much anymore, but when she did that sandbag shit, I was a fan at that time, and I was like, "This fucking sucks, bro. Like, what are we doing here? Like, don't put that shit on TV. Like, nobody cares. Like, it's bad."
No, I agree with you. I think we've gone way too far with it in general, and just tell good stories because I'll buy into the kayfabe if the story is good, and I don't. Personally, I'm not offended by what Punk did at all. I don't give a shit, right? I thought it was kind of funny. But like, if you do want to build to something, and if this is going to build to something, and that's unknown at this point, a better way to do it is to say, Hangman Country, how's the Hangman Country if he's not the real world champion? I'll
beat his ass for this belt that I'm wearing.
If this is Hangman Country, why doesn't Hangman show up in his country and beat me for this championship? If not, then it's not his country. It's CM Punk country.
Yeah, it'll be like that coward won't show up to Collision. Like even when Punk sat in the ring, right, knowing that Hangman wasn't in the arena and called him out for a fight, I wasn't offended. I didn't give a fuck, bro. I thought it was interesting television because that is something that works in the parameters of wrestling television. It's not work shoot. The reason why work shoot shit was interesting in the past was because you never saw it. Like, it wasn't a thing that happened weekly. And
it would lead to the match.
Yeah, and it would lead to the match. Nowadays, it's every company you're watching. It's every week. It fucking sucks, bro. Like if Brian Pillman Jr., not Pillman Jr., if Brian Pillman Sr. was doing the loose cannon shit in 2023, who would give a fuck, bro? Who would care? We always see work shoot shit. We know you're working.
That's the thing people don't realize. Like, Brian Pillman Sr. was iconic because it was like, who is this guy? Is he just being real right now? Like, what's going on?
Like, work shoots did not happen.
No,
and then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna start doing it, and that's why it was amazing. Work shoots did not happen on WWE television, and then Punk did the pipe bomb, and then everybody was like, oh my god, what the fuck just happened? You feel me? Like, so it's just like, oh, this shit's just terrible, bro. It's ass.
For sure. Thank you so much for the super chat, Chi-Town Spurs.
Spurs.
Appreciate that. Guys, please keep the super chats rolling. We'll talk about the shit you bring up. Thank you so much for the support. What's the next one? What we got here?
The homie Z Blanco, $7 super chat. The ring work of this match was great, but the crowd's investment in Naito helped Okada, who had underwhelming matches recently. All right, the thing. All right,
I don't.
No. Evil Z's trolling, bro. He has an anti-Okada agenda because Danielson got injured in that match, and Danielson's his GOAT. So he's just saying, hey, you know what? Okada actually bad, so we can't pay this nigga any attention.
Ayo, I want you to throw up a picture of Okada on the screen, and I want Isra to tell me if he has aura.
All right.
Oh my god, I know what Okada looks like.
Yeah, it don't matter. I need to throw him up with a coat.
I'm gonna throw him up with his OG ring jacket.
Oh, the
OG
one?
That's when the aura was auraing.
Yo, who was it? I saw a nigga on Twitter that says niggas invented aura because they're afraid to admit they're gay.
That shit was dope. I was still use it though, because niggas be having aura, son.
Yo, because niggas would be like, LeBron got aura for real.
Does this man have aura, Israel?
Do you have any other pictures?
Are you fucking with it? Hold on, I got it. Look at this man. Look at this man. I don't know why it's not opening.
I'm crying.
Look, man.
Yeah, he looks good.
He's just him, man.
He's
looks like.
Handsome. Just say he's handsome.
That's what Ace looks like. Look,
I like his entrance is cool. You know,
Okada
his hair done.
As a straight man, I'm not scared to say another nigga is handsome. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, Isra, niggas be like, aura, him, he looks saucy, he looks like a beast.
And it's someone you never heard of in your life. Like, someone you think is cute.
You know you're bisexual, my nigga. You gotta stop with that aura shit.
You just like how that nigga look. Like, that's funny. What's this?
Low, bro. Robbie Impact, $2
God.
super chat. Time for SmackDown to step up. Sheamus, where you at? Rob having a Sheamus agenda because he called out this Days of Our Lives bullshit is crazy.
That was crazy. Did you see that, Isra?
No, what happened?
He basically said fuck the Bloodline shit because.
Oh yeah, no, that one interview where he said like, you know, everyone just like has to take a backseat to the Bloodline.
Yeah. Like, what happened to professional
wrestling?
Yes. Hey, yo, that nigga said this is the Young and the Restless. My mask got cut. Like, what is this?
My thing is though, right? If you're gonna give the Bloodline these segments, you're gonna give them 40 minutes. I know they didn't give them 40 minutes, but Roman took 40 minutes. Why not do it on Raw, bro? Like, why is this shit not on the 3-hour show?
It's
also Sheamus is like, he's Sheamus. Like, he's been here longer than Roman. Like, if anyone's gonna have the nerve to say something like that and like be justified, it's Sheamus. Like, and if you get mad at Sheamus, you're just like dumb as fuck.
Look, SmackDown's not a wrestling show, bro. It's just not.
It's a Bloodline.
How is it not a wrestling show? SmackDown?
Because it's a Bloodline. Like it's a Bloodline Days of Our Lives.
No, if you look at the roster on SmackDown today, it's actually really stacked.
No, the roster's fire, but how they utilize them, it's just like a lot of just soap opera shit.
I'll tell you what. The matches don't get time because of the Bloodline stuff, and you know what? This is the challenge now. Triple H, I challenge you to make me care about the LWO and the new Hurt Business and the OC and LA Knight and all these guys. Rey Mysterio, who's the new champion now. Let's see what you got because Roman's not there and the Bloodline.
Triple H has no excuse because in the past when the Bloodline took the week off, SmackDown was fucking dog shit, and WWE stands would admit it. Like WWE stands would be like, "Yo, SmackDown was terrible," but the excuse was the roster on SmackDown wasn't any good. But now they got the new Hurt Business, they got Brawling Brutes, they got LWO. So if Triple H can't a fire 2 hours on Fridays without the Bloodline. He's just a fraud, bro. He's a fraud.
That's a good point. So we'll see what happens, man. And again, look, I'm rooting for fucking Lashley, man, and these niggas, man. Oh.
I'm rooting for Lashley to Hurt Business, but nobody else. Nobody else on SmackDown. No. I'm rooting for Rey Mysterio too. Nobody else.
Word. Man, if you give me the pen with that roster, I'd make this show fire.
It would probably be pretty bad.
I would make this show
$5 super chat. I'm just asking, do y'all know if Booker of Stardom don't like AEW because I think they're doing a show with Impact, or is it just me? From what I've heard, it's Tony Khan not really pressing the issue. He doesn't really give a fuck.
I thought Rossi. Wait, for real? I thought Rossi had an AEW agenda.
No, it's like Rossi's just like nobody's gonna big time me, and then Tony Khan's just like, okay, that's cool. I also don't care. So it's just like one person's like, I'm not gonna get big time. The other person's just like, nigga, I don't even give a fuck. So it's just like, why would they work together? You know what I'm saying?
Rossi was being sassy when that nigga Tony Khan said, like, I love that Stardom wrestlers at Forbidden Door. And that nigga said, nope, I'm booking a show the same day as Forbidden Door. Fuck
right.
you.
No, but the thing is, Tony Khan does this thing, right? Where even if he doesn't want you, he'll be like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. Oh, I love that. Remember when Karrion Kross was booked for Supercard of Honor? He was booked. Tony Khan buys Ring of Honor. He's like, actually, Karrion Kross, you're not fucking booked. You're a shitter. And then somebody asked him at the presser, and Tony Khan was just like, oh, I think Killer Kross is a great talent. I would have loved to have him on the show. You know, sometimes things just don't work out. Like, nigga, you know he's a shitter. You know AEW's fan base isn't trying to watch him. You know he didn't need to be booked. So he got him out of there. But what is he going to do? Bury him in the press conference? Like, for what? Like, why would he bury him? Like, it doesn't...
Okay.
It's just one of those things. Richard Starks. Ibu, would you like to read this?
No, I would not.
Are you sure, bro?
Yeah, I'm dead. I'm sure.
I think it's addressed to you.
Ishra, you could read that.
I got you, bro. All right, Richard Starks, $2 super chat. Ibu, thanks for helping me with my promo last night, King Emoji.
God.
Why is it that when you do Ricky, nigga sounds like he has the largest fucking front teeth? You know what I mean? That are just fucking.
Is that not how Ricky talks?
No. How Ricky talks is he starts yelling and his forehead, that upper side of his head gets bigger when he's yelling. It's hella veins. And he's like, I am absolute. I am the guy. I'm the one. All right. Now you CM Punk. I'm the one who beat you. All right. Because I'm absolute. I'm sexy. I make money. Look at my
Why you made him sound Russian for a second, like Slovenian?
I'm fucking crying.
He just be screaming.
Fucking USSR.
You know what I would want to see actually if there was ever a WWE AEW crossover? Ricky and LA Knight.
Is LA Knight a good promo, or does he just have good calm responses?
Nah, the way he was eating up the Miz, he's just a good promo.
I'm genuinely asking.
No, that was.
I haven't watched Eli Drake promo in like 5 years, bro. Like
Eli Drake.
Ayo, dead ass when I say this. He had a promo segment with the Miz that went crazy.
Because it was really good. I was prepared to hate on it because it's the Miz, but like, and at first I was thinking like, oh, like Miz always says like the same stuff. But then it all started to come together when him and LA Knight started getting like a little more personal about it, about like what they've achieved and what have you, and it actually got really good. Like by the end of it, it's really hard to hate on it.
For sure. Now, I actually wanted you to react to it. They basically had Miz play the role of like an internal company person / LA Knight detractor. Like, you remember, did you see when Wade Keller put that report out on LA Knight?
Something about he walks around with his nuts hanging backstage and people don't like it.
Yeah, so they brought it up to TV because Miz was like, I just think it's funny how like you act like you've done anything in this fucking business and you literally never have, and you walk around like you're some fucking hotshot. Like, who are you? Like, you need to like calm yourself down with that shit. You know, you've literally done nothing. And he brought that up. And then he also said, like, you're just an Attitude Era fucking cosplayer. And so they threw all the criticisms at him. And then LA Knight just kind of responded back. And this shit was kind of saucy. The nigga said, the reason it took me 20 years to get to WWE was because I was making myself a dangerous man. And I was like, holy shit. It was a fun segment. And he did really, really well. And he didn't rely on catchphrases. So it was impressive in that respect.
I might watch it one day.
The big takeaway for me, AO, was I'm like, yo, this is number one. This is drone heaven to see LA Knight and Miz go at it. But the other thing is, this is absolutely going to be the new Miz video that's played on Twitter. You know,
thank you, because that Talking Smack video fucking sucked. It was not good.
You don't think
I didn't really care for it at the time either. Like, I was always a Daniel Bryan stan. No.
Wow.
No, I was always a Daniel Bryan stan, and like it was just. I felt away because he was sitting there just like didn't know what to say. It was so sad.
That nigga was like,
because how you let the Miz cook you? Like, also like Daniel Bryan was so wrong because like he kept throwing jabs at him. So like when the Miz went off on him, it's like, well, should have been talking shit. He had nothing to say. So it was just, as a Daniel Bryan fan, it was just really painful to watch at the time.
That's like the context people forget is like in all them Talking Smack shows, because it's like it's a kind of shoot, but also like you got to try to be in kayfabe, you know. But Danielson didn't because he was trying to get fired. He'd be on that show like, yo, Miz fucking sucks at wrestling, bro. Like, Miz is just so bad. Like, he would just say that shit. He'd be like, yo, SmackDown has a great roster, and there's the Miz, but look, we do what we can. Like, he'll say shit like that. I'm like, oh man, Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler, they're great. Yeah, Miz, you know,
Yeah, no, he did it to the wrong one because the Miz to this day still uses the yes kicks. I don't know what else.
And they're so bad.
Like, you
They're
shouldn't have been
so
talking
bad.
shit. Like,
And they're so bad, bro. They're just so bad. Matchman 84, $2. Ibu, gun to your head. Who better, Omega versus Rollins? I mean, you should know.
Wait, before I answer this, hey, one more thing.
There's a tweet on Ibu's page where he says Seth Rollins greater than Kenny Omega. You could search it on his account right now.
All right, but he tweeted that under coercion.
But it's on his page.
I was gonna say.
By the way, like, I don't tell this man what to fucking do. He just gets embarrassed.
Who brought you up, Isra? Who brought you up? Who brought you up? I just said he tweeted it out of coercion. Why are you bringing yourself like? Why
it's guilty.
It seems a little guilty here.
Because why the fuck not?
Like, what do you have to do in this situation?
You think I'm scared of you?
I'm just no. You shouldn't be.
Like, you think like you strike fear in me?
You shouldn't be. I'm just saying, like, it seems.
I know, because that's what you was insinuating. I'm not dumb.
It seems kind of
I'm
odd
not dumb.
that you would just insert yourself into the situation, Israel.
Oh my God, this is what I've been talking about when I say men are just messy and sassy. Because what is that? Ayo, be a man. Like,
I'm crying.
I'm gonna try my best.
Before I answer this, Ayo, I was just gonna say one more thing about Danielson, bro. I was listening to him on the sessions with Renee. Like, it wasn't even a full year ago. And in that video, this is AEW Danielson, for no reason unprovoked. He's just talking about who he actually dislikes in wrestling. And the first thing he was like, by the way, I fucking hate the Miz.
He was like, yo, that shit with the Miz.
He was like, I hate him. I was like, damn, like, you really don't fuck with him. Oh, man. Maz fan, I'm going to say that, I do think some of the Rollins hate is forced, and I do think he's underrated in some circles of Twitter. And I do think that he can be a very good big match wrestler. I thought his match with Finn Balor was great. But with that said,
no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Yeah,
you gave it a sub 4.
No, that's not true. I give it 4.
Oh, okay. I
give it 4. With that said,
God, stop the fucking pain. Say what you guys say with your chest out.
I got my chest out. I was gonna say, with all that said, and all due respect to Mr. Rollins.
Oh my God.
Kenny Omega is
weird. I'm gonna take 5.
What the hell? Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen in my life. I think he's unbelievable. Just out of his modern contemporaries, his big match hit rate and big match catalog is just superb. Whenever he has a singles match, it's appointment viewing because it's like,
oh my God, bro asked you this or that.
I answered.
You wasted my goddamn airtime waffling. Like, wrap it up, Ben Shapiro.
Seth Rollins is over because of his theme song. Let's just keep it a stat. Anyway.
Ooh, imagine thinking anybody prompted you to say anything right now.
Seth's over because of his theme. Like, y'all love going, oh.
Yeah, when Evil was talking about Seth hate being forced, this is the shit he was talking about.
Y'all like his cute little theme song. It's cool.
Oh my God.
I don't even like that song. That's a funny thing.
Y'all like his cute little theme song. The homie Dre, $10 super chat. See, me, if I was Tony, I would have said cross stinks and kept it at that. But that's just me. As always, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the brand. Hope Israel and AO are having a good day. Appreciate you, Dre.
Thank you.
Bro.
Dre, there's a certain name missing from that.
No. I think he touched on all the names he hopes have a good day.
No, they said what they said. Like,
yeah. Like he knew what he was doing. Like he figured it out. Oh, y'all. Hold on. They keep coming in. Well, we appreciate y'all.
Wow, you guys are great.
Keep coming in. Yeah. The homie Zara Hart, $5 super chat. Do y'all think a luchador will ever be AEW World Champion? If so, who? I think there are definitely luchadors on that talent level. I don't think TK takes Lucha Libre seriously enough for that to happen at this point in time. Like, do I think he would put the belt on a talent like Rey Mysterio Jr.? Yes. Anybody on the roster right now? I don't think so.
That's a great question because I think Tony's a Bischoff-Heyman hybrid. He knows the value of having Lucha Libre on the show. He knows that it's a hot and exciting thing to do on your TV, and he does like it from a wrestling and work rate standpoint, and he's going to continue to highlight and spotlight it. But like you said, there's talent that could do it. I think Bandito could be a world champion.
I think Bandito could be world champion. I think Ray Phoenix pushed the right way could be world champion. Pentagon, I don't think he wants to be world champion.
Nah, that's not happening. So I guess the point I'm saying is, ability-wise, Bandito could be one.
Right.
It's never happening. I don't think a luchador is going to be an AEW champion.
Not right now, at least. Like 5 years from now, anything could happen. But I don't think TK sees it. Like they've never even main evented a pay-per-view for the championship.
No.
Let alone anybody seriously thought they was gonna go over, let alone them actually going over. So it's just like you tell me Pentagon Jr. couldn't main event a pandemic pay-per-view? Is that what you're telling me?
That's the thing. And that was before the roster got like super packed and shit.
Yeah, and that was before the roster was crazy loaded.
It's just not gonna happen. The closest to main event luchadors was when the Lucha Bros was feuding with the Young Bucks.
Right. What a fucking feud, bro. Anyway, Will Chisholm, $10 super chat. When it comes to Vince, do y'all know if he having low because
he laying low?
Laying low because of the feds. And what's the reason of the higher ups and the wrestlers in WWE? Are they praying he got out? He got? Does Triple H hoping for the same? He's laying low because he just had spine surgery. The feds don't scare Vince McMahon. He's a psychopath. But WWE definitely hopes that they've seen the last of Vince McMahon.
It's for you're a Vince pessimist when it comes to being hopeful that this is the new thing that cooks Vince. I never got to ask this to you, and you never got to speak on this on pod. But Vince is out because of his spine surgery, and the feds are raiding and trying to make sure they're trying to see what's going on with him. The FBI is looking into him. Do you think this is the end of Vince?
I thought that was been reported.
What's up? It was reported about
shit.
It was reported maybe 8 days ago, a little bit longer, but we never got to speak on it here. So my question to you is this?
Oh my god, the sound of Ibu's voice just scared me.
Sorry.
Is this the end of Vince Isra? Is he going to resurface from this, or is this what finally gets him?
Probably. He'll probably try to have one last hurrah, but I don't see it being sustained for long enough.
How long does it take to recover from spine surgery, AO?
I mean, it depends what the fuck he had happen, but recover in the sense that he could run, help, quote unquote, help run TV again, 3-4 months. But for him, if he ever wanted to be like a weekly fly to TV every week and shit, we're talking 2024,
right.
Royal Rumble season type shit.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Is that the last super chat?
No, we still have a couple more.
You guys are doing great.
Bro, $2 super chat. Israel bodied Ibu that first round. Oh, speaking of which, let's see that poll.
No, boy. I definitely won this
shit. Poll.
I definitely won this shit.
Let's see that poll. All right, I'm going to vote for Israel. Oh, my God. She put it in your stomach. Israel gets her first win, 64 to 36. No. She goes over. Jobs out.
This is definitely a win, but I think they finally starting to understand the vision. They're finally starting to get it. I'm slowly making the WrestlePurists Galaxy a better place. So I really appreciate you guys. You're doing great. You guys are doing and I'm so proud of you guys.
Yo, niggas voted.
Everybody, I need clap emojis in the chat. I need flame emojis in the chat. Israel, what's your personal emoji? What do you consider your personal emoji?
Probably the sun.
I need sun emojis in the chat for Israel. She got her first dub. Went over in an easy effort against backup cuck, man. Congratulations, Israel.
I'm not a cuck.
Bro, $2 super chat. Y'all see Dave's report on Hangman at Collision. I actually have this pulled up right now.
What did Dave say?
Have you seen this? Monty just tweeted it while we was live on air.
No, let's see what Monty said.
It's bad, bro. It's TK's a freak. Punk's a freak.
Wait. Before I want to live react to it. I'm gonna assume what it is.
All right, guess what it is.
Dave probably heard from the elite side of the things, and their side of the things is probably we didn't know this was gonna happen.
No.
Didn't inform us.
Not close. Hangman Adam Page was sent to Collision in Greensboro last night to do a pre-tape interview backstage for Wednesday's Dynamite. But when he got there, he was told that they would do it away from the venue and not go to the show.
I'm fucking crying.
This is freak behavior, bro.
Someone in the reply said Fightful said it was a non-contracted employee that came in and immediately left. Sean says there can be more than one. It's an interesting report. I will I will ask about this and
freak
see.
company, freak behavior. Children, literal fucking children. Literal children.
You know, I will say this.
Unsustainable behavior. It's nasty.
I will say this. This whole thing now, where like this guy's banned from this because we decided.
Nash fan, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a work. It's not.
I was gonna say, if this is not a work in any way, this idea that like certain guys are banned from this place TV and that these guys are banned from that place TV. Tony Khan, be a boss, bro. Like you can't let people, the main eventers of each show, just decide this is our treehouse. Fuck this guy. Fuck that guy. Because it's your company, you know. So you should be able to step in and be like, I don't give a fuck what you guys think. Hangman can walk in the building. He doesn't have to talk to you. Let him film his thing. In the same way that, in my opinion, I wouldn't mind Punk being at some Dynamites, you know. So like, we need to cut this like petty shit. This is childish in my opinion, and the boss should be able to regulate that kind of thing. I will absolutely try to gather information on this, and if I have updates for you guys, I will present them on Worldwide. Do you have any super chats left, or is that it?
Let's get to the next topic.
Thank you guys. Appreciate all that. You guys are great. I don't appreciate you guys voting not for me in that debate when I won it. But anywho, this one's for AO and Isra.
I gotta go back to back with two women haters. But go ahead.
So yeah, man, SmackDown's gonna have to kind of carry things without the bloodline, and a lot of the talents that are gonna be doing this and be tasked with this have at least been at the Performance Center. They have gone through it or gone through the process. A lot of them weren't from scratch, but many of them have gone through the Performance Center. And so we will see if they can rise to the occasion and help SmackDown. My question for you guys is, because we are now 10 years, we are now past the 10-year anniversary of the Performance Center. My question to you guys is, has the Performance Center been successful at creating guys that have the tools to prosper on television?
Israel, would you like to go first?
Testing. Am I good? Because my shit was
You're
just
good.
buffering a second ago.
We hear you.
Tell me about the Performance Center.
Okay. I would say the performance is a big success. The large majority of who we see on the main roster now are products of the Performance Center, whether it be, you know, from scratch, like the likes of Bianca, Alexa Bliss. Oh shit, I almost left. We have.
Whoa! She did leave. Damn.
Oh shit, she got booted.
I hope she realizes she's out.
You know what? Yeah, she knows. She has to know on her end.
Yeah,
there are people like. See, this is my issue with Performance Center. Like, a lot of these people are FCW. It's not Performance Center people.
Well, I don't want to intervene in the debate, so I'm gonna just be quiet.
Hi, I'm sorry. I literally left the studio.
You. It's crazy because you just said you almost did it, and then you did it. You're like,
it's not the same thing though, Lena, because the Performance Center is a multi-billion-dollar facility. Like, you can't just be like, oh, actually, this warehouse in Florida was the Performance. No, it's not. But okay, go ahead, Israel.
So I missed the last thing of what you said. I'm just gonna pick back up.
Just pick up where you was going.
I'm just gonna pick up. So like, there's some of the notable names that were created from scratch: Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair. More recently, Braun Breaker, Tiffany Stratton, Maxine. A lot of people who have gotten over. A lot of people who have become amazing wrestlers, won championships, all that good stuff. And then there's also the people that already were wrestling like in the independents or what have you. We have like Tommy End, Sami Zayn, I believe Shayna, Rhea, Gargano. Like, we already know, like, there's just so many of them who already had the fundamentals of like knowing how to wrestle, but through the Performance Center and through NXT, kind of like they kind of figured out their identities and how to work the cameras, be a good act for television and not just a live crowd. I remember some time ago when the Shield was together, I wish I could name which interview this was, but it was the Shield members at their peak. They were talking about how transitioning, and this is obviously Dean and Seth, talking about transitioning from being independent to being in WWE. And they said there was a lot of challenges that came, even though they were already like the full package before they came. There's certain things like knowing how to work the cameras, knowing like all of the spots that you have to hit at a certain angle at a certain time, and how it's so much harder than what they had like already been accustomed to in terms of like just like wrestling in front of a crowd and everything. So my main point is that the Performance Center, it's really good at like sharpening everyone and sort of taking people who are already talented or already athletic, whatever the case may be, and just making them the full package. I'm going to use someone like Aleister Black as an example, because as Tommy End, he wasn't what he had become as Aleister Black. He like figured himself out. They got to experiment, what have you. And now, like, whether you're a fan of him or not, what he's doing in AEW is a lot of what he had become through the Performance Center and NXT. And that's kind of the case with, you know, a lot of these different guys who started out already being fantastic wrestlers and having to go through like that thing. So yeah, I think the Performance Center is a success, not just for WWE, but for AEW too, because they picked up a lot of the guys. So, yeah.
I like thank you for your opening statement. I'm gonna put my 2 cents in unasked after you guys are done debating. Go ahead, Ayo.
No, actually, because
I said after you guys are done debating.
After the
no, Ayo, you got to tell your opinion last round.
No, I didn't say a single opinion. I never when I mediate. I just ask questions. What opinion did I state?
Oh my God, Ayo, just
go ahead. Go ahead. You sprinkled a little bit.
Rewind later.
Like what? Tell me, Ibu. Tell me.
I will rewind. You know what? I'll rewind.
Okay, that's what I thought. Anyway.
Wait.
Y'all see what I got to work with? Because you see how they argue and bicker with each other in front, like while we're live. Imagine how bad it is off live.
All I do is moderate, and y'all talking about I'm throwing my opinions out there and shit. That's not true.
No, we didn't say it was a bad thing. Okay,
I don't mind. I don't really care. But I am willing to put $10 that you sprinkled it a little bit. You know,
like what? Like what, Ibu?
You know, like just
so waiting for an example.
Your views on the Usos, you gave that a little bit.
No, because Israel said, y'all said I had anti Uso agenda, and I explained. I talk shit about the Usos, but I think Jimmy is good on the mic and good in the ring. I'm not Jimmy. Jay is good on the mic and good in the ring. I think Jimmy's a useless fat fuck. That's what I said. But y'all opened that door, so I kicked it open.
All right. I will take that. I'll take it. Either way, fine. I will not weigh in on this. Israel, thank you for your opening statement. Ayo,
thank you.
Talk to me about the PC.
Anyway, the Performance Center, which is a multi-billion-dollar facility, is an abject fucking failure. They have produced more blown ACLs and more blown Achilles than they have stars. You bring up names like Sami Zayn, Tommy End. Many people, anybody who's watched Tommy End work, they'll tell you that he was a better professional wrestler before he got to NXT. Anybody who's watched Adam Cole work, man. I did not.
Okay, I'm just saying that's subjective. Go ahead.
I did not interrupt you one time. Let me speak. Anybody who watched Adam Cole work, they'll be like, "What the fuck happened to PWG ROH Adam Cole when he got to NXT?" You feel me? The women, Bianca, huge star, one of my favorite professional wrestlers of all time. Objective success. All right, but FCW, which trained Roman Reigns, which quote unquote trained Seth Rollins, which was a very good professional wrestler before he even got to WWE, in Tyler Black, which trained Big E from scratch. FCW has a higher hit rate. OVW has had all-time greats, churned out all-time greats like butter. Where is this turnover rate of all-time greats like FCW and OVW had, that didn't have a multi-billion-dollar facility, that didn't have a nutrition plan, that didn't have trainers, that didn't have 18 rings in one building, that didn't have a little arena in the building, that didn't have a weight room in the building? You feel me? It was just a warehouse, one ring, maybe two, and 150 people in the crowd. And they were just churning out stud prospect after stud prospect after stud prospect. John Cena, Batista, Randy Orton, Edge, Christian. I mean, they had their training in Canada too, but then they had to report. You feel me? It's just prospect after prospect after prospect. The PC does not compare Where are these men from the PC that got trained from the PC? Not El Generico that people were calling the best wrestler alive. See, my issue is, right, and I'm not even talking about Israel here. I'm talking about the people in the chat that are just so like, oh my God, you don't even know what the Performance Center did for Sami Zayn. People were calling Sami Zayn one of the best wrestlers alive when he was working DDT in Japan. What the fuck are we talking about? Anybody?
It's for me, Kimberly in the chat.
Please don't interrupt me to get your jokes off, man.
I'm sorry. My apologies. I'm sorry.
Work the cameras, right? People have gone to WWE, no Performance Center, just been wherever else, and been like, work the fucking cameras. What the fuck are you talking about? There's no such thing as learning how to work the cameras. Professional wrestlers know how to work the cameras. They're like, oh, that's a hard cam? Okay, I will pose that way. Oh, man, please stop that. I don't do this to you. And you would get very upset if I did it to you. Thank you. Anyway.
Turn your camera on and do it then. No one's stopping you.
I'd rather not. You feel me? So I just feel like the Performance Center waste of fucking time. WWE has done much more, much better, with much less in the past. To say that this multi-billion dollar facility that they've built is a success when they were doing the same thing in East Bumblefuck, Kentucky. Not doing the same thing, doing it better in East Bumblefuck, Kentucky. It's idiotic. It's idiotic. Like, why is your burn rate going up billions of dollars just because you want to say that you have this thing when you had something similar that was better in the past?
Isra, Ayo's has said to you that a lot of these people that you named were not from scratch and that these people were already good. What is your response to this?
No, they weren't. People were talking about El Generico is the best wrestler in the world. That audience is not the same. Okay, I'm trying to be very respectful. Like, that's very small time. It's different when you're on, like, actually when you're on TV and you have to change your persona, because Sami Zayn had to drop the mask, he had to develop a personality, he had to be his own man, and he had to get over without the same gimmick that he was using to carry his career before. It is not the same thing. Because there's more to being a wrestler than just, especially when you're in the Performance Center, going to WWE, when the bell rings, like, yeah, you're expected to deliver, but you see there's more to actually being a good performer for WWE television, or just television in general, because I promise you, a lot of these other guys and girls that had left and went to other places, their confidence and their ability to cut promos, the ability to get themselves over elsewhere is because they learned that in the Performance Center. Mercedes Varnado might ring a bell. She showed up in NJPW and was already a superstar. She had evolved what she already was, but she became who she was. She completely, like, blossomed when she was in NXT. We all know the promo when she had Summer Rae behind her, basically, like, talking her into, like, becoming the woman that she's supposed to be. And then that turned into the Four Horsemen getting together. And that turned to Alexa Bliss kind of having her shine. All these other women that became superstars and started to put women's wrestling on a much higher pedestal. It's because of the Performance Center. It's not because the main roster. It's not because the indies, because it completely changed. It completely put a different spotlight on women's wrestling. It put them on the main event, which was unheard of at the time anywhere. And it completely, like, changed, and, like, it got to the point where, like, you know, these things got to happen on the main roster, things we have not ever seen before. The Performance Center, it's about kind of like the evolution of things as well. We had, you know, Dusty, we had oh fuck, the name is escaping me. British dude, posh.
William Regal.
We had them leading the guys. Now we have Shawn Michaels doing it, and he's doing a fantastic fucking job. Like, honestly, I don't think NXT at the moment is getting, like, its things, because when you watch, it's always women on. Everyone has to do character work. Some of it might come across kind of cringe. Some of it is great. People grow into these things. It's about, like, actually getting your reps in before you actually go and show up on TV and do whatever. Because a lot of times, like, if you have someone who kind of didn't go through the system, such as Braun Strowman, he doesn't know how to talk. He didn't know how to do, like, a whole lot of things. When he first came up, it was kind of like a one-trick pony. And he ended up getting exposed later on. But I'm going to use him as an example of like, had he actually like went through the system, maybe he would have developed some kind of a personality. Yeah, it's like a lot of different factors other than, oh, well, this guy was already a good wrestler. It's more to that.
See, I'm sorry, are you done?
Yeah, go ahead.
See, this is the issue with discussing these people's careers. Trying to have a overarching discussion of these people's careers with somebody who didn't watch it. And that's not a shot at you, Israel, but you just didn't. Sami Zayn, while people were calling him the best wrestler in the world, was also known for his character work. He literally just went viral. He literally just went viral for acting like a jive talking black man. He was in a tag team called Two Husky Black Men. He was one of the best wrestlers alive. But what he was, his bread and butter was character work. Adam Cole, suck my dick, era Adam Cole, bread and butter, character work. Even when Adam Cole was the god of the indies, nobody was like, oh my God, this is the best wrestler alive. They're like, this is the coolest motherfucker alive. Like, there's character work on the independents. And a lot of these people came from TNA as well that are getting all these props. Like Eli Drake, for example, has been doing this exact same act. Israel dropped out. Eli Drake has been doing this exact same act for how long? Since like what? Hangman, like since 2013? 2012?
He's this LA Knight gimmick has existed for close to a decade.
Yeah, like he's been doing it for 10 years now. It's literally, he's learned nothing from the PC. He literally just went to the PC.
Who was you talking about? I'm sorry, I just disappeared for a second.
I'm talking about LA Knight. I'm talking about how WWE takes people that already developed products, puts them in the PC, says, haha, look at this product in the PC, and then puts on the main roster and be like, what a success story. He's been doing the exact same thing for literally a decade. And he's just been put in front of newer audiences and is now getting over. He's done this in like 5 different promotions at this point. And good for him, bro. He's finally in WWE. He's gotten over his fuck. Probably the most over guy alive right now, which shout out to him. But what did he add to his game from the PC? And that's the same thing with a lot of the PC graduates. What did Sami Zayn add to his game from the PC? He's always known how to talk. He's always known how to work a crowd. He's always known how to be a character. He's always known how to work TV. The independents, surprise to Vince McMahon and surprise to the drones in the chat that don't watch anything but WWE. Guess what, guys? The independents have a camera that you need to work, guys. Guys in the chat, I know this is hard because you guys don't watch anything but WWE. ROH had a television deal, guys, and they had to work the cameras, guys. You don't learn that in the PC.
I have a question
by being a professional wrestler.
I have a question for you, AO, because I'm not allowed to weigh in. So all I'm going to do is ask questions so you guys can develop your arguments, right? My question for you is: so then you don't think that the people who had prior experience took anything substantial from being in the performance center that carried with them?
It's case by case basis. Like who are you talking about?
I'm just asking.
Dax Harwood had like 100 matches. But see, this is also one of this is what I'm not going to speak confidently on that, like people in the chat are, because people were talking about, oh, Mercedes went in the performance center as this, it turned into that. You never see any Mercedes KV matches in your fucking life. Like, so why are you talking about it? You haven't seen any of the matches. I haven't either, so I'm not going to speak on it. But she's wrestled over. She had over 100 matches before she went to the performance center.
So then I guess my follow up to you then is so you think WWE might as well just basically take these people straight off the indies and just throw them out on Raw and SmackDown?
That's not what I said.
No, that's what I'm asking.
No. It's a case by case basis. It depends who you are. Okay. Samoa Joe, should he just been? Samoa Joe is going to be hired and then thrown on TV. CM Punk was going to be hired and then thrown on TV. Do I think that's a good idea? Do I think that's a good? Do I think that's what they should have done? Absolutely. What are we talking about? Do I think Dax Harwood should have been hired from the Indies and thrown on TV? I don't fucking know. I've never seen any of his indie matches, and neither have you, and neither has anybody in the chat. So it's a case by case basis. But for WWE to try to take like any type of pride in what they've done for Adam Cole. What the fuck have they done for Adam Cole? He went into the WWE. First time he was there, dropped down, hands up, Adam Cole, baby. How did they teach him how to work? How did they teach him how to do character work? They didn't.
So
they put him in Undisputed Era and wrote them to be dominant on TV.
A faction that he was working. A faction that he was working in the Indies.
I do have to now fact check, unfortunately. He has worked with different combinations of the Undisputed Era, but the Undisputed Era in that form didn't exist. I have a question for Isra.
Bro. Oh my God. Triple H had a great idea of throwing Bobby Fish in there.
Wait.
With Future Shock. He threw Bobby Fish in there with Future Shock. With WWE, what a great idea. What the fuck are we talking about?
You don't got to reflect. That's not an argument I'm making. I just simply had to say that. I have a question for Isra. I have a question for Isra because again, I'm not in this debate. Isra, your argument was centered around that certain talents found themselves and the version of themselves that is the most successful for them, and that many of them have carried to them and used that version of themselves even to this day, even if they're in other promotions. Can you name these people that you're talking about that you think that really came into their own after their time in the PC, that went on to be successful after this transformation?
Well, Mercedes being the main one. The thing is, there was like this giant string of releases from the Performance Center. It's like hard to even think. I want to say Swerve, but he already did kind of feel complete. I think. I mean, there's the Undisputed Era, but he already popped a whole vessel about that one. And then a lot of the girls, like Paige, Ruby. I'm trying to think. Like, this is, you kind of threw a curveball at me because like I didn't even think about like that.
Okay.
No, because
can't really say y'all put my sis on the spot. I'm crying.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't watch every single promotion. I just know what they should be showing up there. No, I wanted to respond to something because it was like nitpicking on like certain stars. These people that you were like, nitpicking like with Sami Zayn, they credited Dusty Rhodes and they were crediting William Regal and they credited the PC themselves to say that, oh, this is like what helped to create, me who like as I am right now. It's like they get a lot of credit. They were all saying that like Dusty and them were like able to like help them become who they are. So I don't see how like you can say that no, they haven't. Just because you might not fuck with the fact that it's a WWE system. But it's very beneficial to them when the wrestlers themselves, and just like I said earlier, like the shit about like Dean said it straight from his own difference it is to wrestle on TV than in the independents. Like I didn't just pull that out of the side of my neck. Like that was directly from an interview. If you want, I could like look for it and like
Mox was working shindies like CZW and shit. He wasn't working anything of any report. Like
right, that's not gonna be the same as someone like Punk and Samoa Joe that came from like TNA who are used to being on TV. Who they probably could have benefited from a Performance Center back then too. It's just about like working with their strength and making them better. I don't know how that's like a failure with all of the talent that they've been able to produce that we're seeing now. Like everyone that we see on the main roster now came from the Performance Center. Like it's like become a slowly like phasing out of the CZW era and like into like all of the characters now being from the Performance Center.
You mean FCW, right?
What did I say?
That's
CZW.
My bad, FCW.
And the thing is, right? I could bring up the champions right now. That's just objectively not true. Like, look at the WWE champions right now. Look at the Roman Reigns, FCW. Seth Rollins, FCW. Io Sky, Wonder Ring of Stardom. Rhea Ripley, okay, give her to the PC.
Wait.
No. We are not going to.
Io and Rhea both came from NXT. Seth Rollins was the first NXT champion. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens both had to be on NXT. Walter literally became.
Anyway.
No, don't kick her.
So if I can't speak, then what is the point?
I'm
if we're just gonna yell over each other, what is the point? Anyway, we're not gonna credit the fucking NXT system for creating the genius of the sky, Io Shirai, bro. That was Wonder Ring of Stardom. What are we talking about here? Rhea Ripley. Okay, congratulations, NXT. You made her. Walter? We're gonna credit NXT for what Walter's become? In what world? In what universe? Like what are we doing here? Rey Mysterio? Jericho.
Yo, Isra, you're muted.
Like, we're really gonna credit. And after I'm done talking after this.
Okay. You don't need to be getting upset. You don't need to be getting upset and muting people. Like, relax, because everyone on the screen besides Ray and Roman were on NXT, and that's okay. I'm not saying that's what made them 100%. Like, obviously, Io came from where she came from. Seth came from ROH. Sami Zayn was doing alternate. Like, I'm not saying that like every single person was made from scratch. The point is that it's a mixture of a whole bunch of different backgrounds.
I am done here.
Yeah, you seem like you're done here. You're getting like emotional.
Please vote, everybody.
Wait. Before I was gonna ask.
No, not before you're gonna add your opinion. Everybody, please vote.
No, I was gonna ask a question. I'm just trying to flesh out everybody's.
Like, no one needs to be getting in their emotions.
No, listen, no, that's fine. I don't mind the passion, but I just want to flesh out everybody's. A already put the fucking poll up, so niggas gonna vote regardless. But I wanted to get the full scope of everybody's view here, but look, since the poll's already up, Ao, I do think she never said that that WWE created Walter, or Io, or like Sammy.
She said they're a product of the Performance Center, and in what sense? In what sense have they been transformative to Walter's career?
The correct statement would be that they have gone through the system. My
question is, if Walter going through the system wasn't a complete fucking waste of time for him, in what sense have they been transformative to his career as a performer?
Don't ask
because if he needs to go to the main roster straight away, people are gonna be like, "Who the hell is this guy?" He's not one of those wrestlers that's like super flashy and talks a lot. Like, they will have to like establish him as a character and like get that over.
Introducing him to an audience is not doing a favor for him. It's not doing anything to him. It's not teaching him anything. It's literally just putting a camera in his face.
It literally is. It literally is.
All right, you got it. Anyway, we got a couple of chats.
Wait. Before you read it, I'm surprised nobody mentioned Bianca Belair. I'm just really surprised that nobody mentioned
Bianca was the first name that I had brought up, and it's like we completely forgot about that.
I literally touched on that. I said that's a feather in the cap of the Performance Center. But if you want to go band for band,
that wouldn't be pretty.
If you want to go band for band from the stars OVW created from the time they've been.
Oh no, OVW crazy. OVW is a hit factory.
Listen. If you want to go band for band from the stars OVW created to the stars FCW created to the stars.
Bro, all of the main women, literally all the main women that were just had like one of the best women's matches. All came from NXT. We have, and I'm not saying, created from scratch like it's a fucking factory, because no one said that, okay? We have Charlotte, she was NXT Women's Champion. We have Io, we had Asuka, who's NXT Women's Champion, one of the best women's champions. And Bianca, who like completely had like defied literally like every single odd that there is when you like come in with like no training, no nothing at all. And they're doing it now with Sol Ruka and Tiffany Stratton and so many of these other women and so many of these other men too. And it's like, there's so much nuance to it. It's not just like, I like this person's indie work, so that must mean that like the stuff that they had to go through in the PC or in NXT or wherever, that means nothing. No, like that's what made them who they are, like in the current day. So like to say that it's a failure, I think that's such a reach. And I think that's such a personal bias behind that, because you never even watched NXT, because if you was there, you would know that was the biggest wrestling that there was at the time, specifically NXT Black and Gold, before it started to kind of like, die off a little bit. But like when you were there at its height, it was like it breathed new life to WWE and it breathed new life to wrestling overall, because we were seeing so many different things. They were experimenting a lot, whether it be with character work, whether it be with match structure, whether it be with putting women on the main event, whether it be with like having all this different kind of diversity that like wasn't happening on the main roster. It was transformative. It completely changed the way the system is. You were talking about like, drinking protein shakes with nails in it, in wherever FCW, whatever that shit was called.
I'm off this. Anyway.
Yeah, you are done. Like,
no, I'm not allowed to talk anymore. I'm off it. You got it. Anyway, we'll choose a $5 super chat. Do y'all think Tony Khan is too deep into the word shoots? Because will it must with their roster at some point? You lost me on that second sentence, but yes, it's too deep on the work shoots. I don't even think he's the one booking it, but he's allowing it way too much. Like he's allowing people to lean into it way too much. He told Punk enough, and I'm reporting that Big AO. He told Punk stop, and Punk was like, no, I'm not gonna stop actually. And TK was like, okay, big bro, don't get mad at me, and that was it. So he's gotta be a boss, bro. Yes, he's way too deep. Ibu, what do you think, Israel?
I
agree. I think that's been kind of an issue. I think it's, you know how like sometimes like WWE might be known for kind of being like out of touch with certain things, or like acting like things don't exist when they clearly do, and just like pretending they're like in their own little la la land. You're like, AEW is the complete opposite, and they lean into like this Reddit, Twitter, IWC shit just way too much. And I think it's because the majority of the fans in AEW are very online, whereas like WWE has a lot of casuals that will just go just because they think it's like whatever, like a ball game. But I think they kind of think they're pandering, or I'm sorry, catering to their audience, because they're all like chronically online. But it's just gotten to the point where it's just not good TV. Like
the funny thing about it, AO, is like when they do these things, the fans know what they're talking about because they're online. But the crazy part about it is AEW's fans are also willing to just get invested in just a story,
in a TV show.
Yes. Yeah. And we've seen them play along with booing Max. We've seen them they booed Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks while being very aware that they made the company. You know what I mean?
They booed the fuck out of the Elite for, what was it, 2 years, just because they knew the Elite were playing characters and working heels. So they were just like, you know what, we're not doing the Elite chants anymore. Yeah. And just like, but after the show, what are they? We're getting the Elite chants again, standing ovations, all that shit. So it's just like, there's never been a time period where AEW fans were like, oh my God, this is a work shoot. This is extremely interesting. I love this. Work shoots are awesome. As like a unison, that's never happened, like ever.
Yeah, I agree. And because of that, AEW should keep that in mind when trying to do this type of stuff. It's like, bro, the fans they're okay with just investing in a story, you know?
In fact, I think most fans prefer the story. I'm trying to keep my personal bias. I don't like shit.
For sure.
This work shoot shit fucking sucks.
Also, like the thing about work shoots is like a lot of their issues backstage are so petty or like annoying, or just tired of hearing it. So like putting it on TV makes it just more annoying.
It makes it even more annoying. It's like people don't care about this. Yeah. It's like, do people care about DMD and Rosa like whispering behind their backs? Like they care about it on like a random Tuesday because there's nothing else going on and this is talk of wrestling Twitter. But do people want to see that on TV as a storyline? Fuck no. People don't care. People don't care that Rosa allegedly sandbagged DMD, bro. Like,
how does it affect anything that I'm watching?
Yeah, like that's not like, why does that make me like, it's just bad, bro. Like, please stop.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You guys are great. With WWE's women's division, do you see more women and storylines coming for the women with Vince out? Will Chisholm, $5 super chat. We appreciate you, bro.
To answer you, I mean, this was the first fresh Raw that Vince didn't have to look over, and we saw the immediate returns of Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, and Candice was in a brawling angle with Rhea Ripley that will likely lead to a TV match with Rhea Ripley. So to answer you in short, probably at least to a degree. SmackDown opened up straight up with no promo. It went straight to an Asuka Charlotte match. And Piper Niven is among the many talents that would get scrapped from the Raw lineup whenever Vince looked over it. So in theory, more people will be used. How many of these people will be used well and gotten over and involved in good stories? Yet to be seen. We shall see.
All right, this is my question, and I'm genuinely asking because I don't know.
Yes.
Are they going to be used more and better with Vince being out now, or is Triple H still going to like give the same amount of time, same amount of investment, but it's just going to be his people now?
I heard through the grapevine from a friend of a friend that the likes of Bianca Belair and some other people, whatever, irrelevant, get to play around more and like have more freedom and not be as scripted. So I think it is gonna get better and like also booked better. I also kind of see it starting to happen already.
So you guys are both expecting like more time, more investment, better stories? You think so?
Better, like I said, better stories yet to be seen. More people will 110% be used. Yes. So that's just kind of what's gonna happen.
My only rebuttal to this is right when Vince was gone, when Vince was outed from the company and was bro, you're a rapist. You can't come around here no more. WWE fans, not even AEW fans or pure fans or indie fans or what. WWE fans were like, Triple H's women's division fucking sucks. So I don't know why going from there to Vince's back and then it's still bad and now Vince is gone again. Why we should think that the women's division is going to be good?
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you what. As someone who watches, so when you were to like those Triple H TVs with the women, right? What I can say is that there's a difference between like not caring about the division and just not having a good one. Because what I was seeing, AO, was a show where he does care about it. He's just not booking a particularly effective or interesting division. You know what I'm saying? Like he was trying whatever his idea of good women's wrestling is. It just wasn't like, for example, the Damage Control wasn't connecting the way it should have been. The build to the women's war game wasn't as compelling as it could have been. Some of the women that he had featured just weren't getting over to the level that he would have liked, you know, and that's why very quickly some of them were pushed to the background, like a Tegan Knox or Emma or Candice LeRae.
I seem those are very fair points, Ibu, but I seem to recall multiple Monday Night Raw episodes and multiple Friday Night SmackDown episodes when Vince was gone. Everybody thought Vince was done with wrestling forever, and there was 5 minutes to 0 minutes of women's wrestling on TV, and it was just Triple H in the book.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the lineups, but with WWE,
Triple H is not the best at booking the women. But it's so much better than the shit that Vince McMahon was putting.
I mean, like, the Queen's Crown tournament was that was a farce. Like,
like a couple of years ago when they did that Queen of the Ring thing, and like the combined match time of like the women's tournament, like a few years ago, was like maybe 7 minutes, something like it. It was something crazy. Again, my opinion on this is just that how will the quality be good? We'll see. More women will be used. I'll tell you what. Again, like I said, this last Monday they were used well. Like the Rhea Ripley brawl angle was really, really good, and I'm willing to kind of give this Candice LeRae thing a second shot, and we'll see how it goes. From a quality standpoint, we'll see. We'll fucking see. It might still be lame. It's just they get more time, but as me and you know, AO, more time doesn't automatically equal good. So that's yet to be seen.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're ready to move on to the main event.
All right.
Hold on. We have me versus Israel. I will be voting for.
If they won that shit, I know you're all like on date.
Yeah,
that's crazy. I did not lose that shit, bro. AO started crying. AO started like shaking. His voice started cracking. I'm not gonna cry. You already cried enough for both of us.
Matter of fact, you already cried enough, baby. Hold on. I'm gonna let you see me typing this other L for you. Hold on.
What's the standings looking like?
It's right there for you.
What's everybody's record looking like right now?
I'm 3-0. You are 1-2. Israel is 1-3. She's 2-3. She's 2-3.
You know what's the problem with this though? The issue with this.
Yo, AO is so upset because he know I want to. That's what's crazy.
You know what's the problem with this is that.
Wait, what you say?
I said I cooked you.
You really didn't. You started tapping out. Y'all voted for somebody who tapped out. That's so embarrassing. No, like honestly, like that voting doesn't mean shit to me because I saw how you reacted, and the best part about this podcast is that they're on the YouTube account where you can watch it back, and you can watch him have a hissy fit all the way back, and you can watch him tap out at the end all the way back.
I don't care.
I'll rewind this 10 different times. Yeah.
You ranting about something that doesn't mean anything to you? You ranting about something that doesn't mean anything to you? Interesting. Anyway, hey man.
All I know is AO's never gonna lose these things because
because
I think it was a brother.
I'm not gonna let y'all do that AO's minion shit before I have to go against Hangman, bro. I know exactly what you're doing. You're gonna try to gaslight people like, you know what? Maybe really just do like Hangman. I mean, maybe really just do like Ayo. Anyway, me versus Ayo time. We're not stupid, Hangman. You know what you're fucking doing. We know you're trying to get sympathy votes for the next round.
I'm not.
Stop.
Hey, yo, you know what's funny about this, Ayo? Michael Jordan back in the day, you know what he used to do? He'd go to refs before the game.
Get a whistle.
What
he's doing right now.
He would get in the ref's ear and be like, hey, you know Bill Lambier be throwing them crazy elbows. You do know this, right? Like, just keep an eye on it.
Like, we all know what you're doing, bro.
And the niggas just getting them calls.
Oh, Ayo, minions. They're not my fucking minions, bro.
They really are though. It's y'all don't see how he talks in the backstage. I'm not gonna put him on blast, but
I don't fucking talk like that.
What's understood doesn't need to be said. I appreciate everyone that had some sense and voted for me, and didn't let their crush on Ayo cloud their judgment. I appreciate you. Like I said, this is a work in progress. No. The rest of your scouts, y'all are a work in progress, and I am working on you.
I've never in my life spoken over anyone. If anything, on multiple occasions, Israel and Ibu speak over me when I'm talking. I make sure that everybody can get their points across. Am I loud? Yes. Guess what? I'm fucking partially deaf. Suck my fucking dick. I don't know how loud I am sometimes. Okay? I don't speak over anyone. It's bullshit. So suck my dick, Razar. Suck my fucking dick. Clown ass nigga.
Oh my god. Razor, thank you for the.
No, it's not even a super chat.
That was the super chat.
No, put broad super chat up.
I thought Razor sent me a 5. I was gonna be like, thank you, Razor.
You're hallucinating. Yo, I'm working with 2 delusional ass people, bro.
Listen, I was
like, look at this shit that I got fucking do with. No, thank you, bruh. But no, he had another one that was about me and Am.
Fuck him. Anyway, on to the main event. Hangman.
Yeah, wait. Before we do, I want to tweet this out to let niggas know that I want niggas to know. Hold on. Me versus Ayo. Why you Ayo? Fill him in at the time.
Anyway, we have Big Ayo versus backup Cuckman in who is the better tag team all time? The Young Bucks versus Forever the Racist, Find the Remote, Forever the Redacteds, Forever the Fascist TR. You know, it's just we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna see who the tag team of generation is before the Wembley match, so-called, decides who the tag team generation is. Well, is it the Young Bucks? You know, the most transformative tag team of all time, the tag team that just defined a generation of wrestling, or is it CM Punk's Weed Carriers? We're gonna find out here tonight.
Absolutely, and thank you for the plug. I got my tweet out, even though AO literally just laid it out for everybody because of the format of the show and this whole thing. Isra, what are we debating about?
The fact is, I could have just did all that without you being like, oh, well, we spoke over the woman, but now we're giving the woman the gracious opportunity to speak. You already said everything. The debate is going to be this face-off, the main event, because they have the woman be in the undercard. The main event is your 2 men. Congratulations. Give it up for the men.
Let's go.
No, I'm not gonna let Israel gaslight you. So I would have main evented with her today, but she didn't want to do the top.
With FTR and the Young Bucks set to face off at AEW All In at Wembley Stadium, it's only fitting that we ask the big question. The question on everyone's mind. The question that keeps me up at night. Which tag team is better overall right now? FTR or the Young Bucks? The floor is yours, gentlemen.
That was really good.
Go ahead and crack it off, Ibu.
Wait, why did you open that shit so violently? Did you see that? Did y'all see that? She opened that like it was like a fucking death weapon, bro. Like she was like, these bitch ass niggas.
Oh my god! Every time like Ayo, I was like nodding off a little bit. I was just drawing.
Can we see the design you drew?
Oh yeah, it says untrained eye, and it's about Ayo.
yo, Ayo. If we were off air, I'd make a joke about that eye, but never mind.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Never mind. But anyways, Ayo, you want to take this one first?
No, go ahead and crack it off.
No, you crack it
No,
off.
I don't want to go first. Actually, you know what?
You want me to flip a coin?
I have a coin flipping app. Oh, do you have an actual coin on you, Israel?
Go ahead.
I have my lip gloss, and we could do the top and the bottom.
No, that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna go coin flipping app. Coin. Oh, would you like heads or tails, Ebro?
I'm always gonna pick head.
What the fuck?
Heads.
What the? Yo, you know I'm a nigga, right?
It's been fun. I gotta go. Right? That should ruin my whole night.
Bro, what is you nut ass freak ball? Anyway, he picked heads. Pause. Weird ass nigga. It's tails. So I choose dealer's choice. Backup Hangman's going first.
All right. You're a piece of shit. You know that? You're a piece of shit. I think that FTR is the better 2v2 tag team right now.
I'm just gonna ad lib. I'm not gonna interrupt either of you, but I will be ad libbing. Continue.
Yeah, I think FTR. Look, the Young Bucks are great. They're amazing. They're one of the best teams of all time. I will not take that away from them, and I will not pretend otherwise just for the sake of content. But I do genuinely believe that right now, FTR is operating at a higher level. Some of that is their catalog of what we're seeing on TV right now, but I think that the Young Bucks right now, because of what they've already done in their careers, I think that they're somewhat on autopilot. I think they're very much in the we're trying to just make money and just kind of chill and provide for our families and be the Young Bucks and play the hits phase. They're playing the hits. They're kind of doing their thing. And the thing is, the default Young Buck match is still awesome, which is why they can coast on it. But I think that FTR right now, you're seeing on a match-by-match basis, they're still very, very much hungry. They wrestle with more vigor, with more snap, with more desire, with more fire. Their matches feel like heated contests that are athletic and passionate. The Young Bucks right now are very much exhibitionists, not in the sexual way, but in the literal, like, we're just kind of do our thing, and then the other team's going to do their thing, and everyone's going to have a party. And there's value to having matches like this on your show. Like, absolutely, right? It's why you still like seeing the Young Bucks on TV. But with FTR right now, especially in this Collision run, you're seeing matches where, like, you can feel the passion and the vitriol and the hatred between them and the next team. And because of that, even when the match doesn't have that many stakes, there's this do or die feeling to everything you're watching because they're treating it that way. Dax is wrestling with this just reckless abandon. Same with Cash Wheeler. You know, there's just so much, like, just fire there, you know? And as a result, as a viewer, you watch it and you get more into these TV matches because it's like, God, they're 20-minute wars, you know? And I prefer that. I think that's a higher level than just, you know, popping people and kind of doing your cool stuff and not particularly building on it. You know, the Young Bucks, like I said, their catalog is ridiculous. I would never disrespect it, right? But right now, they're not at peak form. The other thing I want to say about why the FTR team is a bit better right now is they just where stylistic versatility may be used to detract from them, I think that what they do have is the ability to be tremendous as both heels and baby faces. We've seen Dax and Cash as they are right now as baby faces just be absolute men's men. They're super over. The fans love rooting for them. They're just the everyman. They fight hard. They're tough guys, right? You know, and you get into them in that role. But when they work heel, their ability and just their comprehension of tag team psychology is so damn thorough and sound. When they work heel tag matches, they have just such an ability to get people over, and based on how you build the match. You know, Dax can just turn it, flip the switch, and work heel. We saw it recently, just a few weeks ago. They worked Cole and MJF. And despite being heel baby faces in general, they worked heel for that match because the situation called for it, and we saw how that was worked. It was so heated, it was so exciting, and the match was so well worked, partially because of how FTR are as heels, that MJF got a fucking dick kick over, you know, because Dax is so willing to show ass and be that guy who will show folly in the moment of a match like that.
Dax is want to show ass? Didn't he refuse to a job?
This is unsubstantiated, unknown information that has nothing to do with this debate.
Is it?
This is not information that is publicly released that we know about and has nothing to do with this debate.
Okay,
My point is, in a match when he's working heel, he's willing to bump hard, he's willing to bump crazy, he's willing to look silly if it makes the match better. And like I said, he's so good at it that they had a match built around things like dick kicks and double clotheslines that got over. And yes, that's obviously because the Cole MJF thing is super over and hot. But you do need heels to bump and sell a certain way to get the most out of it, and they maximize those spots. So for those reasons, for just how they work, and also just for how great their matches have been lately. Look at their matches with the Bang Bang Gang. My goodness, look at the work that they did in the bigger multi-person tags at the start of Collision that had the full Bullet Club Gold. There's just such a competitive fervor that's so exciting that the crowds go crazy for. They wrestled for 58 minutes and these people were engaged. They are very much still out to prove themselves, out to show why they're the best. They're hungry, they're passionate about it, and they're in that phase of their career. And they're more locked in right now than the Young Bucks are, who, in my view, are very much taking it easy. They have the stove on low, and their low is higher than like 85% of tag teams is high, right? But it's not at the same level of what FTR is operating right now. And I do think that it's a match style and formula that doesn't do that much for people outside of their core fan base. But that could just be a subjective claim. I think FTR is the better team right now.
Oh, okay. Are you done?
Yeah, that's my opening statement.
Nice speech. Kimberly's asking what FTR stands for. It stands for Fear the Revival and Forever the Revival. But they won't commit to which one it is. All right. So to that I have to say, notice I asked you one question during that very long speech, right? So if you have one thing to ask me while I'm talking, go ahead. Other than that, don't fucking interrupt me because I didn't interrupt you. And I'm putting it on record right now. So for all you fucking cocksuckers that's like, hey, yo, just screams over everyone. I didn't fucking say anything when Hangman was talking, so suck my dick. Anyway, what was I going to say? First of all, Hangman did some very nasty, disgusting things during his speech. He credited FTR with getting the double clothesline over when arenas of thousands and thousands were chanting double clothesline. Like MJF and Adam Cole, mainly MJF, because MJF was pushing the double clothesline shit hard before Adam Cole even got on board with it. That's part of why it got over. They got that over through the work of Dynamite, through mostly enhancement matches. All right, just because it got hit and niggas popped, that double clothesline could have got hit on Pretty Peter Avalon and Ryan Nemeth, and the Dynamite crowd would explode, babies born, women crying, men fainting, all that shit. All right? Second of all, the Young Bucks are a tag team of the generation. I want everyone in the chat right now, since FTR is so good, FTR is so great, FTR that, FTR this, everyone in the chat right now, tell me your 3 favorite FTR pay-per-view matches, please, because it's not for lack of opportunity. They're booked. So let me know. You let me know what the pay-per-view matches that the FTR had that you love. You let me know which tag teams FTR has gotten over. All right, in AEW, they had a match with the Gun Club. It was admittedly shambolic. FTR Stan Ibu said it was terrible. FTR Stan Montel said it was terrible. FTR Stan Joe Hobart said it was dog shit. All right? You know who booked that match? FTR. You know who booked that program? FTR. You know who's responsible for that? FTR. You want to know who the Young Bucks have gotten over? They made Brian Pillman Jr. look like a future star. They made Chris Garrison look like a future player in this business. They've had amazing pay-per-view match after amazing pay-per-view match. No, you guys are saying the Briscoes. I'm talking about AEW. I'm talking about fucking AEW. All right, AEW. Anyway, it's not for lack of opportunity. It's not the fucking Briscoes. And the Briscoes are probably the 3rd best tag team of all time for my fucking money. All right? So to say, oh my God, they had a good match with the Briscoes. All right, good for fucking them. The Briscoes are amazing. The Briscoes are all-timers. All right? Anyway, the Young Bucks have made it made it their mission to get young guys over. They made Private Party look like the fucking future. And I'm a big Private Party stan. Shout out, not a stan, but I'm a big Private Party fan.
I'm gonna use my one interruption here.
Go ahead.
The question was right now, not 2019.
Ooh.
2019 was 4 years ago.
All right, but
we're talking about right now.
All right, I heard you, bro. I heard you. We're talking, but I have to have what's it called? There has to be context in this situation because the Young Bucks have wrestled one tag team match since winter. All right. So,
yeah, but you could speak on their.
Shut the fuck up. You already said it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. The Young Bucks have had multiple of the Young Bucks have had the match of the night on multiple pay-per-views. Double or Nothing 2021, All Out 2021. Like, what are we talking about here? The Young Bucks are the greatest tag team of all time. There's never been a tag team that's had the effect on the business that the Young Bucks have had. There's never been a tag team that's had the longevity the Young Bucks have had. There's never been a tag team that's had the match catalog the Young Bucks have had. All right? The Young Bucks, if they were given an hour on Collision to be tryhards, of course they would look amazing. FTR has never taken a shitty tag team, thrown them on their back, and said, you know what? We're going to have a good match today. They've never done that. And that's not me hating. That's a fact. FTR does not have the ability to adjust to other styles in the way that the Young Bucks have. All they've been FTR, the Lucha Bros, which two of the greatest luchadors alive, many people say, in Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix. Guess what? They've had two fucking stinkers with them. Nobody was putting over those matches. Even FTR was just like, man, we could have worked those shits better. Dax almost got an arm amputated because he botched like a motherfucker. Like, they was doing a whole retirement storyline. Like, what are we really doing here? And then we had the trios division. And the Young Bucks had multiple 5-star matches when they were trios champs / chasing for the trios. We had Young Bucks we had Elite versus United Empire. We had Elite versus Death Triangle. We had Elite versus House of Black. We've never seen Comfarter have a trios match that measures up to half of those matches. All right? Meltzer's not rating them that high. Cage Match isn't rating them that high. Fans on the timeline aren't rating them that high. The fans that are in the middle, right? The fans that are like FTR, I like them. The Young Bucks, I like them. Enjoy y'all AEW wrestling, guys. What are they saying when it comes to FTR, the Elite Trios versus Comfarter Trios? Many people are saying that, like Comfarter, that these matches are long for the sake of being long, and they're not long because this is how they designed the match. Yesterday, everybody went to sleep for 7 minutes in the middle of the match just because they wanted a 30-minute main event. What was he doing in the middle of that match? Absolutely fucking nothing. We have a hot opener, a hot ending, and then FTR, Comfort thinks they could just walk around for 10 minutes. And then because the ending was hot, everybody's just like, oh well, I mean that was okay, I guess. Like it's just not it, man. It's just not it.
Are you done?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. This will probably be my last retort unless you have something to say to this.
Yeah, I have a question before you make your last point, or
yes,
however many more points I need to make.
Yes,
I respect both of your time.
Yes,
well, hold on. It was literally like 9 fucking votes, Anwar. Anyway,
I'm seeing a very particular tag team constantly being named in the chat. So I'm gonna ask both of you: the tag teams that you're representing, do you think they're better than the New Day?
Right now, yes, and I have all the utmost respect for the New Day, and I think that when they're at their full peak form with all 3 members, they're better than many tag teams ever. You can make the argument that they're the best tag team in WWE history, and other than that, I would like to. Yeah, that's.
And a follow up really quick, I want you to answer the same thing. Why is the New Day always left out of these tag team conversations, like best of?
I don't know. I don't know whether they're left out. I think they're better than a lot of the greatest teams ever that people mention. So,
Well, I'll answer both of those questions. The New Day are my second favorite tag team of all time. The New Day are generational. The New Day are them. I have the Briscoes. When I said the Briscoes are number 3, it's because I have the New Day at number 2. If you search my tweets, I constantly put the New Day over. I fight with Uso stands that think that Samoans appropriating black culture is cool, saying that the Usos are better than the New Day constantly. I don't think it's close. I think it's actually an insult to the New Day every single time that Michael Cole calls the Usos the GOATs. So I never leave them out of the conversation. This is an AEW on AEW thing. I don't think FTR can tie the New Day's boots at their best. And I'm on record saying that I'm not doing an agenda right now. Every time I grade FTR's matches with the Wrestle Purist in the Wrestle Purist spreadsheet, I grade everything objectively. I gave their last match, not the Comforter match, the last tag match, like a 4.25, I think, which was higher than Wrestle Purist as an entity gave the match. So I'm not biased against FTR when I discuss their abilities in ring. I do not think they are up there with the upper echelon. Them having a cute little 2-year run where they look really good is an insult to all the other greatest tag teams of all time. When you say FTR is up there with them, they're not up there with the Briscoes. They're not up there with the Young Bucks. They're not up there with the Motor City Machine Guns. And that's just the United States. They're not up there with the New Day. Like, I can keep going. And then we can go over to Japan and start talking about Holy Demon Army and other tag teams. Like, I'd rather see Bishamon wrestle in 2023. All right? So that's what I got to say to Israel's question.
Thank you for the question, Isra. I'm glad we did get to shout out to New Day because they're tremendous.
They deserve.
They're maybe the best black act in history of wrestling, if I'd have to think about it. So
Monty hates black wrestlers, bro.
Yo,
I don't know a
that
single
is
black
crazy.
wrestler that Monty actually likes. Like, I don't, bro. Like, I don't.
that nigga on his day off. He opened he opened that laptop up just to get that long LMFAO off. But
I don't, bro.
So here's my attempt at a last retort at AO about.
All right, actually, I didn't even get to rebuttal what you said. Can you please summarize what you just said before Israel's question? I didn't even start it because she. Okay, go ahead then.
Yeah. So you were talking about like these, overly long, bloated, in your words, comforter tag matches that go 30 minutes. Okay, look. What you say is an overly long try-hard match. I will say showcases these guys' just incredible ability and knack for pacing, because they have a sense of escalation to their matches that you just do not see in tag wrestling. A lot of guys, even the great teams, they kind of have one note. They have one way that they wrestle. It's very sequence heavy. It's very dynamic from the start, dynamic at the end, and then just one of the things that they hit ends the match. And I'm not saying the Bucks are like spot monkeys that do that. Like they have a better handle for it than like the run-of-the-mill teams. But FTR, their handle for pacing is so well that they can get a lot out of a little in the opening minutes of the match. And the proof that this works is that the crowd is invested. What subjectivity is such that you can make the arguments of like, this is too long for me, it's too long for him, it's too long for that. It's hard to debate subjectivity, right? What I can say is we can talk about what's working. And FTR's matches that go long do well in the ratings, and the crowds care about it from the beginning to the end. At the beginning of these matches, there's a lot of snug physical work without too many of the big moves, and the fans care about that. There's usually a bunch of twists and turns. There's a lot of jeopardy. There's a lot of drama, and then it increases. There's tension. There's dynamic moments in the middle of the match that change the flow of the action. These matches don't have a singular basic ascent from point A to point B. There's a lot of different directions it goes through. There's peaks and valleys. It slows back down. It heats back up. It slows down again. It introduces a twist or a turn. Oh shit, Dax fucked his leg up. The heel's gonna get at her. Oh shit, Cash just did a dive and he missed and crashed.
All right, bro, we fucking get it. Move on.
The point I'm making is these matches have all these compelling directions it goes in, to where you cannot make that argument that they're just literally jacking off for 20 minutes and then they do their match in the last 10. It's not a case of that. These matches have a clear direction and story within the match that I think works, and that I love, and factually does work because the crowd cares. FTR right now are the best tag team in the world.
FTR has had stinker after stinker that I could invoke. The Young Bucks, you could send the Young Bucks out there with literally anyone. You could send the Young Bucks out there with Jared from Subway's pedophile ass before he lost all the weight and say, give me 4 1/4, and they're gonna fucking do it. All right. FTR has shitted down their leg on multiple occasions, on multiple pay-per-views, on multiple main events, where even FTR fans were like, get this shit out of my fucking face. All right. And that's all I have to say. I think comparing them to the Young Bucks is genuinely insulting. Congratulations to them for getting over. Congratulations to them for convincing CM Punk to be their friends, because it's gotten them someone's weed to carry. I don't think the heat measures up to the match quality. I think people are just really happy to see Punk wrestling again. And that's my closing argument. Ibu made his. Votes in the chat. We're gonna do super chat.
Wait. Did you put the poll out? We didn't put the poll out, right?
The poll's out right now. I just put the poll out.
Let's do it. Poll.
Okay, I just want to say, when y'all vote, try to vote based on like who you thought won the argument, not like whoever your fave is, unless that's what you want to do. But you know,
I do agree with that. I think sometimes people.
I agree too.
Yeah. Do it based on the argument, not just what you think is like closer to your opinion.
I think. I mean, I don't have a bone in this fight. I think both of you like made good points, and like it's like when you're arguing for something that's like your own personal favorite, it's like sometimes you see something that like maybe like other people might not notice, or they might see some kind of flaws that like you don't consider a flaw. So there's like a lot of, again, this is another thing that's like very subjective and like very nuanced. I personally, in this, like I said, I didn't want to like, argue or anything like that. But like with FTR, I feel like they kind of, and don't let this influence your voting. This is just my opinion. Okay. I'm just a girl. I think FTR kind of inserted themselves. I think both of these tag teams kind of inserted themselves in like the best tag team in the world conversation. And like, just they made it part of their personality. And that's why that's like a talking point. I don't know. I know they have like a big match coming up, so like I'm not taking away from that, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like there's so much amazing tag team going on right now. So like, that's that.
Thank you.
I would like to point out that, hey man, would you say that you have a large contingency of Comforter fans following you? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. I don't need a whole.
I guess.
Yes or no?
Yes.
I would like to point out that Evil did a rallying cry to bring them to this conversation before we had it, and I did not. And I'm a man. I can admit a fuck ton of Elite fans follow me. I didn't tell them to come in here before we started it. All right. So we're gonna see. This whole thing is really tribalistic. At the end of the day, I don't think we're really gonna be able to sway anybody's opinion.
Wait. Don't check the votes yet. Let's go to the super chat.
I already checked the votes. I'm gonna do a live on air.
Wait, what's up?
I'm gonna do a live on air.
No, I'm saying well, let's wait to do that. Let's look at the super chats while the more votes trickle in.
What made you interrupt me as if I was gonna go search?
Oh my god. Can y'all just like kiss?
No, I will not kiss it.
That's not really my thing. Ben Shapiro, $5 super chat. I personally think my close friend Dax Harwood is part of the best tag team of all time. FTR is a great example for the youth top guy out. Well, you heard it from Ben Shapiro himself. If you are
Ben Shapiro. This is a goddamn Ibu's burner.
It is not my burner.
If you are a Comforter fan, you stand with Ben Shapiro on the Daily Mail.
Are we gonna get flagged?
Or Daily Wire. Daily Wire.
Hope not.
It'll be all right. Red Rated Dre, $2 super chat. Appreciate you, bro. Back up Freaky Frog, and you know that. Your Zora Hart, $2 super chat. Timeout. Which teams have FTR gotten over? It is a fat goose egg.
Jay White and
I don't know if you want to consider, because I didn't.
Stop it, Ibu. Stop. FTR did not get Jay White over with the AEW audience. What are we doing?
I was gonna say DIY.
What I was going to say
time ago.
The Bullet Club Gold were absolutely legitimized as a 4-person unit in their matches with FTR.
Bro, $5 super chat. Give the whole thing to Israel. Give this whole thing to Israel for a half to say, bro, speak English next time.
That's crazy.
$5 super chat.
That's crazy.
FTR better because they ain't subject viewers to years of Dark Order on our TV. Plus, FTR not one-trick ponies who recycle the same Elite-verse storylines. Even Hangman wouldn't call the Young Bucks one-trick ponies, so that's a really ridiculous thing to say. Guess what? The Young Bucks have hired a grand total of one person, and that is Brandon Cutler. Tony Khan's the person who puts the Dark Order on your TV. So cry to him, not the Young Bucks. Big Ben's 97 super chat. Torturing viewers with Dark Order in 2023 on David Zasla's TV station should auto ban you from Best Tag Team in 2023. Sick Freaks. Thanks for the $5. Will Chisholm, $20 super chat. We appreciate you, bro. We know the Outcast was plan B for Tony Khan because this all started with Britt teasing Mercedes Moné. Did they think they could get her for a long-term deal, or was this a big-headed thinking he could get her? The official word from WWE was that TK worked himself into a shoot, and he thought that Mercedes was coming.
I don't think she's going to appear in AEW at this point.
I don't think she is either. I think that ship is sailed. I think we had two real opportunities in Wembley and All In, and those two opportunities passed. I think she's going to do a year or two on this start this Bushi Road run, and then go back to WWE. Will Chisholm, $5 super chat. As a Mercedes Moné fan, y'all think she'll go to AEW at some point, or will she just go back to WWE? I think she goes back to WWE, unfortunately. And I love Mercedes.
I think so too. The thing is, like, I don't want to that woman could do whatever the hell she wants. She could literally ignore both and just go Hollywood or somewhere else. But it's I kind of don't see AEW in the cards for her, and I personally don't think that women's roster is good enough to breathe her air, be around her, wrestle her, touch her, none of that. So, for her legacy's sake, I hope she don't go. Because you can't be going to another company just to carry more mid again. So let's just scratch that off and move on.
Hold on. $2 super chat. Are the Ryan Nemeth rumors true?
From what I've seen, because I just kind of caught up on this thing. The thing is, it seems a bit sensationalized from the standpoint of I don't think people are reading the article. But basically, the story.
What are the rumors? I didn't hear them. What are the rumors?
So basically, Ryan Nemeth arrived at TV and was told, "Well, you're not needed at this TV taping. Here are your flight plans that have been arranged for you to go home." And the reason why this is a story was because added to the article was basically the information that Ryan Nemeth and CM Punk had a negative interaction at the Dynamite that Punk was at recently.
I was told it was positive.
Well, the general gist of the whole thing was Punk approached him because he didn't appreciate his tweet that Punk is the softest man alive. And so that was used to add context to this to, I guess, maybe even borderline imply that that's the reason why he was sent home, and maybe Punk had a heavy hand in doing so. The bottom line is what happened yesterday, according to these reports, is that Ryan Nemeth was told he wasn't needed, and he was given his the facilities to be able to go home. And so that's kind of all it is to that. I don't have much of an opinion.
What was he about to do with the taping?
I don't know. Maybe he thought he was going to do ROH.
Oh, he does work ROH. Damn. So Punk blackballing people from a whole different promotion? That's kind of crazy.
Has he done previous recent ROH tapings? I have no idea.
Well, he's been he was shooting a movie, and then there's a strike now, so I guess he's pulling back up to wrestle. So I don't know. But he was doing a movie and shit. Berkey, $2 super chat. Can FTR have a good match with Pretty Deadly though? No,
yes,
they can't.
Yes, they could. Yes, they could.
Let's see who won. I feel like Ibu won just because he got his cocksuckers in the chat, and the chat jumped by 30 when he said we was gonna do this. Let's see. I should have told people we was doing Bucks versus FTR. I fucked up, bro. I should have tweeted it out. I didn't. Chat.
What is this preemptive cope? Like maybe
bro, because it's real, bro. The chat jumped by 30. It's 30 FTR fans, and Big AO wins in the end. I'm just undefeated out this bitch.
Wait. Did I deadass lose?
Yes, you deadass lose. Look at the screen.
Yo, this is.
Big AO wins in the end.
Niggas just voted for who they liked more, bro.
How many people voted? Does it say out of how many people?
95 people voted.
Yo, this is crazy, bro. And you were fucking coping and shit.
Hey man, it's real shit. It's real shit. FTR cocksuckers cry. Allen Bina, suck my fucking dick, nigga. You been on my dick all podcast. Kiss cock,
okay, y'all. If you made it this far, like the video. If you're watching it while we're like off of the air, leave a comment about whatever topic you want to leave a comment on. If you want to leave a comment, you didn't get a chance to vote, you can like give your votes. Just like like join the conversation.
Absolutely.
Remember to like the video, remember subscribe, turn on the bell notification, follow everyone except for me because I don't got Twitter no more.
Free Isra.
What happened?
No, I said free Isra.
Nah, I'm fine. Like I'm
just another dope for Big AO. What the fuck is we doing here? Just another L for Hangman. What the fuck is we doing here? The standings remain Big AO 4-0. Backup Hangman 1-3. Israel 2-3. Wait, am I missing one for Hangman? Oh no, my fault. I forgot to give you your other L. My fault, Hangman. Oh no, I'll get to it later. But Hangman is not looking good for you. Israel jumps over you in the standings. Just dead last where you belong.
Yeah, I don't get that. You know, I would like more love and appreciation from our Wrestle Priest Galaxy. But I do appreciate you guys for being so supportive of this show. 2 weeks in, highly successful. Last week was a big success, and I can only just thank all you guys who supported, and also especially you two. Even though you guys drive me up a fucking wall and you're both out of your minds.
Oh my God, you don't give a family speech like this is goddamn Fast and Furious.
Willie, but the thing is though, Willie, he fucking didn't. He lost. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. He didn't win that one.